3 minutes.
Go Nelly.
Thank God the wind will die down. Don't mind getting wet, but blowing from arsehole at breakfast. Are you recording?
Yep.
With all that arsehole to breakfast?
That's all on there.
What I just said?
Yep.
This your tape?
Yep.
Phil Lewis just arrived, everybody! And first out onto the ground is the Narre side, breaking through their banner. What did that say? Hardy's Warriors or something? Wardy's Warriors, I guess. All done out nicely in their black and ready mixed diamond on the back. A lot of people on the ground. I guess it's taken a lot of people to hold up the banners this afternoon. Plenty of wind blowing. My old counterpartners here, Noel Manning and Mike Trainer. The National Panavision video machine. I'm Phil Lewin and I'll be with you for the rest of the afternoon. Whether you like it or not. Tear 'em Tigers apart. I don't know where this banner from Beaconsfield has come from, but it's got to be the biggest one that's been seen in the Southwest Gippsland Grand Final ever. I guess it breaches about 15 foot by 20. And here they come, the Beaconsfield football side, led out by Wayne Goods. Looking nicely in their Noel Gould Holden sponsored track tops. And through the banner they go. And it's taken all of them to break it. Tear 'em apart, Beaky. The Tigers are on the ground now. They could almost turn that banner upside down again and use the bottom half. Perhaps we could ask them to come back and run through it again. And the balloons, the black and yellow balloons from the Beaconsfield Football Club. Well, it's taken most of Beaconsfield to hold that banner up, I can assure you. Just as well I didn't have the reserves in today. And I also hope that both teams line up as they're supposed to. Still plenty of people on the ground. It's become a little overcast now, but that might be a good sign. The wind might drop a little bit for this, the 1981 Grand Final. Right, the teams as selected from the back line for Beaconsfield. Johnny Finn at full-back. Robbie Worthington in the back pocket and Andrew Davidson in the back pocket. Half-backs Rick Crook, Wayne Goods and Ray Crook. Centre line is Mark Walker, Lynn Studham and Ian Owen. Half-forwards Worthington, Graham Watts and Southhorn. And on the forward line, Dougie Nowick, Jeff Zally and Trevor Glascott. Sorry, that's Terry Glascott. Kubicek, Glascott. And the rucks are Peter Escreet, Gary Walker, that's Gavin Walker and Peter Smith. For the Narre side, from the back line, Casey McCoy and Doug Stanaway. Half-backs, Frankie Sarbeck, Cleary and Pym. The centre line is Hill, Thompson and Flanagan. That's Chrissy Thompson. The half-backs, Walker, Stanborough, Zacharin. And the back line is Rayner, Westcott and Way.
Narre won the toss, kick of the wind.
Narre has won the toss and they're kicking to the Pound Road end, and that's with the wind. So the first quarter, Narre kicking with the wind to the Pound Road end. Well, that wind hasn't died down any, I don't think, even though it has become slightly overcast. I noticed Peter Ward in there getting a bit of strapping on his leg in the centre of the ground. He'll be playing ruck rover today, along with his mates there in Greenwell, Hodgson, who I hadn't mentioned earlier. The interchanges for both sides for Beaconsfield, Easton and Hendry, and for Narre, Olsen and Duggan. Lynn Studham seems to be prancing around. A lot of spring still left in those legs. Well, for the first half anyway.
It's the last game that
I've just been told that it could be Studham's last game today. I can't see it personally. Young Chrissy Thompson's just shaking him by the hand. Big age difference here. There could almost be 15 years difference. It might even be double. Young Chrissy's 18. I think Lynn's close to 40. So we're ready for the 1981 Grand Final. Daryl Rayner appears to be in the ruck. There's a few changes here. Rayner's in the ruck, and he'll be up there against Eastcrete. Up goes the ball, and no one's got the knockout, but Eastcrete knocks it down. It's come to where out onto the half-forward flank for Beaconsfield. Oh, it's Mark Walker's picked up a free kick in the early stage of the game, right on the half-back flank. He kicks it back into the centre wing position. Ward's got the ball. He tries to handball it out and does so. Over the top of it there is nobody in particular. It's hit the ground. It's a scrummer plays the ball. Oh, and it's going to be a bounce up, and umpire Hanson comes in to do it. Well, that's one move that I've noticed. Rain has gone into the ruck. We don't know where Greenwell is. Rain has got the tap down. Studham's in the race for the ball. He's gone over the top of it. He's knocked it out. Down it goes. Oh, and Gavin Walker's to pick up a free kick. Ruck roving in the centre of the ground. Not a good kick, and it's taken there by well, this is number 4. Doesn't make our team sheet, but anyway, he's kicked down to centre half forward. No, it's better. Smith's in there. His handball back to Studham. Studham's got his boot, and it's a short pass, and it's gone across here to Southorn. Southorn puts it up onto the half forward flanks, where Goods is in the lead for it. And Goods right in the half-forward flank on the grandstand side, puts it back into the goal square, and it's a long kick. Up in the air they go. Greenwell can't mark it. They've paid the mark, and he's to kick it back out. Out comes the ball. Rayner underneath it. Southorn grabs it. Goes in there, knocked away by Wade. Wade can't get it. Busting through the pack there was Crook. Crook's got it. He's still over the top of the ball. He's got a nudge by Ward, and they've called a push in the back, and at the centre half forward position,
Crazy.
Rick Crook, commonly known as Crazy, has a kick for goal. I think he can make the distance. We'll soon tell. It's a long kick. It's swerving through. And they've given it a goal, and it's 1 goal, and Beaconsfield get the first goal in this, the 81 Grand Final, and through the agency of Rick Crook. I think Narre have pulled the same stunt as last week, fellas. I think they've changed a hell of a lot of their jumpers. Anyway, we won't mention too many of them, I suppose. Let's hope we don't have to.
Like we said before, it's a long way to the ground.
Umpire Hanson bounces the ball. 1 goal to Beaconsfield. Rayner again in the ruck. He kicks it out to centre half forward. There's Westcott underneath it, and a good mark taken by Zally there. Decides to go down the centre of the ground. Wind's caught it and coming back towards the wind. Everyone underneath it except for Watts, and Graham's taken a mark here on the wing position. Puts it into centre half forward. Everyone jostling there. Hobson in front. Hodgson has taken the mark. He's wearing Casey's number. Isn't this good fun? Watts from behind the pack. He takes it through the centre. Can't do much with it. I'm going to call him as I see him. It's Casey with the free kick now. Down it goes in the line of defence there. In Narre's forward line, Wade tries to kick it off the ground. He can't get his foot to it, however. Strong defence there by Beaconsfield. It's called a trip. And Zakarin. Have to call him number 7. Doesn't look like the man. Possibly is, though. Having a shot for goal. And he's put it through, and that makes the scores even. Well, I'm wrong there. That's Hodson wearing Zakarin's number. He's number 7. Casey must be wearing Casey's number. A little bit hard to pick him up. I know you though, Beaky. That's 1 goal all here in the first 5 minutes of this final. Bounce the ball in the centre. Rayner gets a tap down to Thompson. Thompson puts it down the ground there. Running out the ball. They're both under it. Out there in front is Gavin Walker. He's still chasing it. Pushed over the boundary line now to bounce. Right in front of the Beaconsfield supporting area for a throw in. Up it goes. Rayner gets a header. Zelly's in there. He can't handle the ball. Studham's got it now. He can't handle it either. They're all over the top of it. Through comes Casey. And it'll be a bounce up. Forward flank position for Narre-Hallam. There's a bit of a nudge there against Rayner, and it's going to Peter Escreet on this half, the back flank position. He should throw them into attack through the centre of the ground. It's coming to the top side. Up near it goes. Ward's under it. Ward can't mark it. Goes down the ground. Zally picks it up. He's running forward. Gets his kick in and goes up to where Watts has got a mark. Right on the half forward flank for Beaconsfield. Plays on quickly. Heads it back towards centre half forward. Who's underneath it? Casey's there. No one can mark it. Out of the pack and heading towards goal comes Goodsey. Selected at centre half back and playing at centre half forward and has kicked a good goal. Wayne Goods, congratulations. And that puts Beaconsfield 2 goals to Narre-Hallam 1 goal. Nice bit of fast play by Goods there.
Goods' first game after suspension, huh?
First game after suspension too. I notice he's run back into the centre of the ground. He must be doing a bit of ruck roving as well. Because Johnny Allen's not playing today through suspension either. Ball hits the ground. Ward can't pick it up. Rayner's over the top of it. Handballs it out to Wade. Little Walker didn't like the decision, but it's gone to Rayner anyway. Here comes to Gavin Walker. Can't do anything with it. They're all over the top of it. Who we have in there? We have Stanborough and Finney. Escreet gets a tap down, goes out to the boundary on the half-back flank of Beaconsfield. Over the line, beats Gavin Walker there. And Wardy, and it'll be a throw in. In goes the ball. Handballed out to Zally by Terry Glascott. Zally's done nothing with it, studying and protesting about this free kick, and it's going to young Chrissy Thompson. Thompson at centre half forward. It's a good long kick into the wind. 1 point only. Puts Narre-Hallam 1 goal 1, still trailing Beaconsfield, 2 goals clear. Finn to kick out. Does so to the outer side to the ground. Half back flank position. No one can mark the ball, but running through there is Walker. No Davidson. Down to Nowick. Nowick puts the ball up around the flank. It's on the outer side. Clean mark there taken by Flanagan. Right out on the far wing. He's got a 15-yard penalty. Michael Worthington must have given a bit of a nudge, I think. In it comes, up to centre half forward. Rayner flies high. Can't mark it from behind. Zally goes for the punch. He can't do anything. Yes, now he's got it. Pushes through the pack. It's a long kick out here. Southorn's in the race for the ball. He's been slightly edged off now by a bit of pace from Casey, and they handball it back. Oh, these jumpers aren't making it any easier, I tell you, fellas. Nobody knows who. I think I might ask my old matey and Michael Trainer to go down and get a list of their team sheet, or look at their team sheet.
48 Johnson. Johnson. W. Johnson.
Yeah. No. Ball comes back to where Ian Owen's taken them out. Kicks it up to the centre of the position. Then Smith to Worthington. Worthington over to Watts. Watts can't get his foot to the ball. He's pulled down. Ball going up to the forward line. Rick Crook underneath it. He's got the lead for it. He heads towards goal. And he's kicked a goal. A good running goal by Rick Crook, and that takes Beaconsfield to 3 goals. And Narre-Hallam a 1-goal, a 1. They come from a good piece of handball play by the Beaconsfield side here across the centre of the ground. And Watts knocking it out, not being able to get his boot to it. Kick going up to Crook. Crook in a running goal. Ball bounced in the centre again. Rayner's still in the ruck. Goods is over the top. Comes down to Studham. The ball's hit the ground. It's down between Studham's legs. But umpire Hansen calls for the ball up. Nowick over the top now. And it's given Rayner a bit of a push against Dougie Nowick, and Rayner to get the free kick. Right in the centre of the ground, and this could put Narre-Hallam back into attack again. Rayner's kick, not a terribly good one, falls into centre half forward. Studham in front, he can't mark it. He was pushed out from behind though. Chrissy Thompson's got it. He handballs over to Stanborough. Stanborough down. And a free kick going to Hodson. Hodson about 25 yards out. 45-degree angle, runs in. And he's put that ball straight through the centre, and there's no worry about that. That's a goal to Narre-Hallam, and it takes them on to 2 goals, 1, still trailing Beaconsfield 3 goals. Well, the wind hasn't let up, and of course Narre-Hallam has the favour of the wind this quarter. So Beaconsfield doing quite well to be in the lead at this stage. Bounce of the ball. It's gone to no one in particular. Studham tries to pull it out of the air. Nowick's got it. Nowick fires it up onto the half-forward flank on the outer side of the ground. Casey comes through. He can't do very much with it. He's pushed in the back. They've fallen over him. Worthington doesn't think it's a good decision, but Casey's got the kick anyway, and he puts him into attack on the outer side wing. Goes down to the centre half forward position, but it's brought straight back by Beaconsfield. Ward's under it. He can't mark it. Comes down to Flanagan. Flanagan puts it over there, and it's Westcott tried to mark, but as he buffeted it out of the road, and it's gone out of bounds and over there for a throw in. The wing position on the outer side of the ground. In it comes. Rayner gets that tap down. Ward can't pull it out though. Still in there. Buffeting around. Who's pulled out with a free kick here? Beaconsfield free kick. And a long kick up along the wing. Watts is underneath it. He can't make it. From behind, it comes to Goods. It's a good handball by Southorn to Goods. Goods runs into a goal. There's no one there. It's a good long drop punt. And he's put it straight through the centre. Congratulations again to Wayne Goods. That takes Beaconsfield to 4 goals straight. A couple of good handball plays there. Major one being that of Southorn's across to Goods and allowed Goods to run into an open goal. 4 goals straight Beaconsfield, 2 goals, 1 Narre-Hallam. Beaconsfield kicking across the wind on this quite a dull day. Nowick under it, he gets a tap down. Goes to Smith. Smith couldn't get it. It's come out. Worthington's got it. He's pushed it up to the centre half forward position. In the run for the ball is Narre-Hallam. Oh, through comes Escreet. Can't do much with it. Watts has got the run of it now. He's heading across goal. Handballs it over to Michael Worthington. He can't follow it up. Casey's in there. Worthington hits the ball first and is going to get awarded the free kick. And that's the order of the day. Get to the ball first. Let him push you around. Free kick to Michael Worthington. Kicks it up right into the goal square from behind. It's Escreet, and Peter Escreet takes a good mark over the top of Ward. He would only be 15 yards out on a slight angle, but shouldn't have any difficulty in putting this through for a major score. Narre-Hallam players dropped their heads on that decision, but it was a good kick by Escreet, and he's made no faults there. He's kicked the goal. It takes Beaconsfield onto 5 goals straight, trailing well in front of Narre-Hallam at this stage. 2 goals, 1. At the 15-minute mark of the first quarter. We have 4 boundary umpires today, this game. First time it's happened in the South West Gippsland Football League. 4 boundary umpires, so watch out half-back flankers. Bounce of the ball. Plainer and Escreet. Escreet grabs it out of the ruck, handballs it across to Crook. Crook gets his boot to it, up to centre half forward's position. It's a spilled mark there by Owen. Owen back to Studham through the centre. Studham now take it across to Owen. He's fast move, had the wrong one earlier. And he's good, sitting behind the pack. Can he take the mark? He can't. Noak's there. He puts it onto his left foot, heads towards goal. Casey's in front there. Running across into the back pocket. Casey handballs it over the top of the head of Smith and still running. Worthington stopped it. And it's called a charge by Worthington, and Flanagan has the ball. Oh, Casey's got the free kick. It's gone back to Casey. He'll put Narre-Hallam into attack down around the wing. No one can mark the ball. Crook's in the run for it. Ward stopped his run. He's got it. He's got it in the centre. He's balked and dodged a couple of times. Handballed it over to Casey, who's run down the ground. Sorry, that's Hobson. Oh, and Hobson's thrown one into Crook. Hodson's been caught. And Crookie get the free kick right on the corner of the diamond on the outer side of the ground. That's Ray Crook, puts it up onto the wing position. Who's taking the mark there? And it's Peter Smith. Smith with a long handball. Across to Rick Crook. Rick Crook bringing it back into the centre half forward position. Noak's underneath it. And a strong mark in defence there by Stanborough. Johnson. That was Johnson. No one's marked it now. He's kicked it around on the wing here. Escreet's in it. He's tried to tap it over to Gavin Walker. Gavin Walker can't get it. It's gone over the top of him. Rain has given him one on the back of the ear to go on with from the ankle. And Gavin puts it back into centre half forward position. In front, and too strong for them, Dougie Nowick. Not quite within kicking distance. He's got 55 yards out, centre half forward position. But he's heading right into that goal square, and it's a nice kick. It's landed right in the square. Big men want it. No one's pulled it down. It's hit the ground. They're over the top of it there. And it's a free to Narre-Hallam. Going around on the other side looking for Thompson. Studham behind Thompson on this occasion. Thompson couldn't mark it either, though. It's gone to Hill. Hill's handballed it back to Wade going around the wing. Crooks chase Wade. Wade's got a handball through. And it's it's gone to Zacharin, playing number 3 today, and not his normal number 7. Buggered up a good commentary, the boy. Ball tapped out onto the half-back line for Beaconsfield. Zelly's there. He's got the run of the ball. Kicked it back into the centre of the ground. He's looking for Southon. He's got the pace to be there first. But he's hot in pursuit, and who's overtaken him now? It's Flanagan. Pushed out, pushed, and he couldn't get rid of the ball. And it's a free kick to Southon there on the half-back flank. And here it comes to Ian Owen, and hit hard from behind by Johnson. Oh, he's balked round Ian Owen and has done it easily. Johnson didn't like that, and he's kicked it right up onto the half-forward line, but unfortunately it's over the line and out of bounds on the full. .14 to take the kick. He's brought it into the centre of the ground for Narre-Hallam. Westcott's in front and taken this mark in front of Zelly, who was caught behind and was caught shepherding. He's gone the punch, knocked it out of his hands, and has been given a 15-yard penalty, which brings Westcott right onto the line of the square. He's been given another 15-yard penalty against Studham this time, and brings Westcott within kicking distance right at the centre half-forward position, about 45 yards out. One of the leading goal kickers for Narre-Hallam this year. Goes right into the goal square. Who from behind has marked it? Gary Stanborough has marked it right in the square. They put him on a slight angle. We shouldn't have any difficulty in making this distance. Ball kicking the accuracy. Crossed over from Oakley Districts last year. Unfortunately, he's only kicked a point. He'll be kicking himself. And the rest of my commentating crew are laughing and scratching. Anyway, Beaconsfield safe there. Gary Sambo kicks a point. Out comes Finney. He kicks the ball out. It's a long kick to centre half back. Everybody's under it. Beaconsfield knocked it down. Crook gets his boot to it. Comes across to Worthington, across the centre of the ground. He's got a bit too much pace for them all. He handballs to Ian Owen. Ian Owen knocks it back to Smith. Smith now into centre forward, but there's no one home. And Johnson has marked the ball and kicked it out to the outer side of the ground. Hill in the run for the ball. He had 2 shots at it and still got it. He's bounced it once. He's going for a long sprint. Kicks it down to the half forward. No, he's back into centre half forward, and underneath the ball, Greenwall. Too tall on that occasion for Andrew Davidson. And Greenwall not playing the ruck at the moment. Obviously playing at centre half forward, I'd suggest. And he's within kicking distance. It's a good long kick by Greenwall. And he's made sure of it and put it through, which takes Narre-Hallam onto 3 goals to 2, still trailing Beaconsfield 5 goals. The 21-minute mark here in the first quarter is quite a large crowd here for such an overcast day. Quite a large crowd. I'd say probably equal to that of last year's grand final when Berwick were lucky enough to be in it. Bounce of the ball in the centre. Escreet gets the big punch out. It comes down to Southhorn. He's run round. He's got it on his right foot, puts it back in the centre half forward. Who's home for Beaconsfield? Over the back of the pack, and it will be paid the mark. And normally plays as a rover, but he's taken a good mark over a couple of tall gentlemen. Peter Smith puts it right down into the goal square, but the umpire's held up. Oh, we have a little bingle here in the centre of the ground. There's a few punches being thrown. I'd like to see who gets up off the bottom of this. I see Zally in there throwing a bit of weight around, and Escreet's going to help someone out. Oh, it's Rick Crook, I think, who was underneath all that. Narre-Hallam player last to get up. Umpire dispersing them all. Runners and trainers. Players taking up their position. And Smith still has to take his kick. Here at centre half forward position. Right on the line of the square. Oh, Worthington's made a lead from the half forward line, and he's taken it in front of Hill. Robbie Worthington now possibly within kicking distance. It's not a very good kick. It's dropped into the goal square. Couldn't be marked by Michael Worthington, and it's been defended out onto the outside half-back flank by Narre-Hallam. Hill in the lead for the ball, and the boundary umpire, for 4 boundary umpires, he was still well behind the play, but has called it out of bounds, much to the disgust of the Beaconsfield players. In goes the ball. Escreet from behind gets a knockdown. Smith tries to pick it up. Ward's got it now. He heads back through the centre with a long kick. Westcott can't mark it. Zally's got his measure. He falls on the ball. Oh, and caught. Caught again. The ball's down on the ground, and the umpire decides that it's over the shoulder or around the head. And to take the kick is Walker of Narre-Hallam. Puts it down right into the forward zone from behind. Stanborough can't mark it. He's buffered it out. Running through is Hodson. Hodson looks for the goals and puts it through. A good running goal. Perhaps a good play there by Stanborough to tap it back over the player's head, and that's 3 goals for this first quarter to Hodson, and that's 4 goals to Narre-Hallam. Takes them to 4 goals 2, and Beaconsfield 5 goals straight. Remembering Narre-Hallam in this quarter does have the opportunity to use the wind a little more than Beaconsfield does, but they're certainly running through and kicking goals reasonably easy at the moment. They might pull this out. Chrissy Thompson gets a tap down. Back to Rayner. Rayner's caught with the ball, and it's the umpire's decision as well. No, it's not. It's a bounce up. Nowick pulls it out of the air. Taps it down to Worthington. Robbie Worthington pushes it across onto the wing position on the outer side of the ground. Running for that ball now is Casey. There too is Michael Worthington. And what's been the call? It's a free kick against Worthington. And it goes to Flanagan. Flanagan puts the ball down to centre half forward, and it's a strong high mark taken by Westcott. Westcott puts it right down into the forward line. It's a long kick. It's dropped behind the pack. Gavin Walker's got it. He tries to move it around the boundary on the half-back flank line. He's kicked out of bounds on the full, and the kick will be taken by young rover Wade for Narre-Hallam, who plays on smartly, heads towards goal, offline unfortunately, and puts it through for 1 point. Young kid, young Wade, young rover, not much in size, with a lot of endeavour around the ground. He played on very smartly there from that kick out on the full and give himself every opportunity to kick a goal. Johnny Finn to kick it out. Favouring the half-back flank. Ward knocks it out from the back of the pack. Who's in there? Studham's over the top of the ball. Gavin Walker's got it out. Handball's back to Smith. Smith gets his boot to it. Running into the centre of the ground. Zelly's underneath it. He's got it now. He's caught. He caught too high. No, dropping the ball, says the umpire. And the free kick will go to Westcott here in the centre of the ground. He's kicked it back to centre half forward position. Ward in front, and Ward will take the mark. Just prior to Andrew Davidson giving a little smile there. Now Ward's within kicking distance at centre half forward. Narre-Hallam 4 goals 3, trailing Beaconsfield by 3 points. Ball falling short into the goal square, and the Beaconsfield defence rush it over the line and out of bounds. At this, the 26-minute mark, the ball's been thrown in. No one sort of can get possession of the ball. Hodson tries. He's going for his 4th goal at the moment. The umpire says, I'll have it. Clear yourselves out. Oh, and there's another little bingo going down here. Oh, we'll have tickets raffled soon. But this could be the order of the day. Both sides are fairly close, and you know, there may be a few of these little indiscreet moments, as we should say. But I think umpire Hanson at the moment has them fully under control. And of course he's got the backing of 4 boundary umpires. Up goes the ball. Greenwell tries to get the knockout. He can't do it. Studham's in the run for it now. So when it hits the ground, he's down and over. He's done a beautiful job of getting through there. Comes down to Ian Owen. He's got his boot to it. Comes up to the half-back flank line. Escreet's in front. Can't mark it. Back to the centre of the ground. In front was Westcott. Beaton Studham to the ball this time. Clearing handball across to Worthington from Robbie Worthington, going around that bottom side to the half-forward flank position. It's over the heads there. Cleary's tried to get the ball. Still fighting for that ball. Beaton in front of him. He tried to tap it out. Crook's in there. He's picked up the ball now. Casey's over the top of him. Crook gets it out. Still playing with that ball. Goes to, and they're still running for it. That was Watts bursting through. He's been given holding the ball. He would be within 15 yards on a very acute angle. And I don't think Graham will have a great deal of difficulty in putting this in. Straight across the front of goal we're looking at, and the boundary umpire has nodded to the goal umpire, and it's out of bounds on the full. Beaconsfield 5 goals, Narre-Hallam 4 goals 3. Ball to be brought back into play from the back pocket for Narre-Hallam, coming around to the grandstand flank side. Rayner in front, can't mark it. Over the top it comes down to Chrissy Thompson now. He's kicked it up to the half-forward flank. Wade's in front, and Young Wade has taken a good mark and has got a free kick of 15 yards. I notice Mark Walker has put the hand out there to trip him up. He could have got another 15 yards. Puts it into centre half forward. Not a long kick, but a well-positioned kick there at centre half forward. Zacharin's got the ball. He's gone for another shot at goal as it's heading down there. Which way? Oh, it's hit the top of the post. Well, that was a good try by Zacharin. The wind had caught it. It was going backwards and forwards, and it almost sat on the top of the post. So it takes Narre-Hallam to 4-4, trailing Beaconsfield by 3 points. 29-minute mark in this, the first quarter. Finn's kick out comes the half-back flank. Hodson gives it a bit of a flick out. It could have been a throw. Running after is Walker for Narre-Hallam, but he's been met solidly by Finn and it's been forced over the line and out of bounds. Greenwell in the ruck. He's got the knockdown. It's Walker there. Walker of Beaconsfield. Ward scraped the ball. Too long, he said, and Zally, after a little bit of discreet putting down, has gained a free kick. Coming around this outer side, this grandstand side. Studham's overrun Owen there. Studham still in the race of the ball. He's been held by the foot, pushed in the back, and Lynn Studham gets his free kick. Coming around to the wing position, Goods is there in position, but it's over the boundary line on the full. And Narre-Hallam through the agency of Cleary to bring that ball back into play. Pushed it around the half-forward flank, and it's over the line right in front of the Beaconsfield training box. I made a few local identities there, a few sipping on subbies, Crown Lagers, and there's tea with the bucket of ice. Ball back into play. No one can get the knock out cleanly. It comes to Rayner. Rayner's put it on his right foot. It's right deep into the forward pocket. And a beautiful mark there taken by Gavin Walker. Gavin Walker brings it back into the half-back flank position. Not kicking long today because of this wind. Owen's got the ball. He tries to break through. Does. Handballs it to Zally. Zally across to Southorn. Southorn sees a lead from Watts. Robbie Worthing cutting across in front of the Watts. Shows a bit of pace. Handballs back to Southorn here on the grandstand wing. But beaten to the ball now. And cut off by a Narre defence quite well. Robbie Worthington running through again. Now doing a beautiful shepherd. Worthington across to Watts. Watts fumbles, picks it up. Handballs again. Hill's there. He's picked up the ball for Narre-Hallam and puts a clearing click through the centre of the ground. No one can mark it. Wade's kicked it off the ground again. Wade chasing the ball. Little fella, little rover. Still in front of Walker. But Walker's beaten to him now. Dived on the ball. Courageous play by Mark Walker. Handballs it back to where Ward's intercepted. He's heading. There's the siren now. Ward heading towards goal. He could have had the run on there. And at quarter time, we have the scores. Beaconsfield 5-1. Narre-Hallam 4-4. Now we have the goal kickers and possibly the better players up until quarter time. For Narre-Hallam, Greenwell has 1 and Hodson has 3. For Beaconsfield, Escreet 1, Wayne Goods has kicked 2 goals and Rick Crook 2 goals. So they're the goal kickers at the moment. I'll just ask Mike Trainer to pass over his thoughts on the best players at the moment at the quarter time. Right, best players now for this first quarter after much deliberation here in the box. For Narre-Hallam, I guess we have to give Hodson one of their best for that quarter. He kicked 3 goals and played very well down that forward line and also in the ruck roving position. Casey on the half-back flank was solid all day, and Hill on the wing. He was making good plays and a lot of running moves down that side of the ground. For the Beaconsfield side, Robbie Worthington, the old chock. moving up and down the ground with plenty of pace, and had that ball at his fingertips for quite most of that quarter. Ian Owen on the wing. He also played quite a solid game. And I guess this is Bunny Walker. Benny Walker. Yes, he played well too at that on that half-back flank.
But they're playing, so just turn your mic on here, Rick. It's going now, so just turn your mic on here.
It's on. Right, here we are for the start of the second quarter. The scores are Beaconsfield 5 goals 1, Narre-Hallam 4 goals 4. Just worked out our players and positions for this quarter, and we're off into it again. Umpire Hansen bounces the ball. In the ruck is Greenwell. Up it goes. Thompson breaks through. Chris Thompson. It's a kick there, but strong in defence is Zally. In front of Westcott this time. Sally with a kick down has gone straight over the centre, down to centre half forward. Watts is underneath the ball. There's 2 against 1 there, and they beat him to it. Comes down again. Watts gets the handball out. Who's it going to? Smith can't get it. Hobson gets it finally. Kicks it up to where Ward in the centre of the ground intercepts it. He plays on. Gets his kick into centre half forward. Westcott's there. And a strong mark taken by Westcott. Hard decision for the umpire to make, but he's given it to Ray Westcott. He puts a long drop punt right into the goal square. Big men from Narre-Hallam wanted. Zaccharin's underneath it. So was Rayner. Comes out. Rick Crook in the run for the ball. And he's been offended by Stanborough. And takes the free kick from the back pocket position. Into Studham. Studham on the wing position. In front. And this is the object of umpire Hansen's umpiring today. The man in front will win the ball. Studham's been called back. Must run over his mark. Zaccharin on his mark. And Studham's kick comes now into the centre of the ground. Escreet's there, so is Greenwell. Greenwell gets a punch away. Comes down to Rick Crook. Down to Watts. Watts punches it over his head. In there running now. Terry Glascott kicks it up to the forward line. It's beaten everybody and out of bounds alongside the point post. The Beaconsfield scoring end. Greenwell in the ruck with Noack. Greenwell's pulled it down. Can't handle it neatly though. It's been called a throw by umpire Hansen. And Dougie Noack take the free kick at 20 yards out. Directly in front. Moves in to kick the ball. Lines it up and it's through. And it's another goal to Beaconsfield, and that takes them to 6 goals 1. To Narre-Hallam 4 goals 4. Umpire Hansen paying the free kicks to the man in front. And is certainly not afraid to give them in front of goal. Boundary umpires bring the ball back to the centre. Ready for the bounce. Greenwell in the centre knockout now against Escreet. Ball's bounced. Escreet pulls it out of the ruck. Tries to handball it across to Smith. Didn't pay off. Now Greenwell's come through. Kick the ball straight across here into our commentary position. It's running around the boundary line. It's still in play. Hill's in the lead for the ball in front of Worthington this time. Hill taps it over to where Hodson's got it. Hodson makes a move. He's kicked it through the centre of the ground down to centre half forward. In front there, 2 Beaconsfield players, both spoiled. Ward's got it. Ward's down on the ground. He tries to handball it out. He can't do so, but they're over the top of him. And the kick will be against Zally and Walker this time, and a 15-yard penalty to Zally for trying to move his ankle bandage. And Ward, and he's run into the man on his mark, and play on calls the umpires. Smothered well there by Crook. Escreet gets it out to Worthington. Worthington back to centre half forward. Watts in the front. He couldn't mark it. Umpire decides to bounce the ball. Studham. Down to Thompson. And Thompson gets a free kick. Michael Worthington on the mark. And Thompson now kicking it back into the centre of the ground. He's looking for Westcott. And Zally well underneath the ball there. Westcott held his ground and took the mark. Playing it now down into the forward zone. Centre half forward it is. Through comes Rayner. He can't do anything with it. It's a kick there. It's going to go to Benny Walker. Benny's put it out onto the half-back flank in front there. Comes down the forward line. Hodson runs towards goal and he's hit the post. Well, that could have been the fourth goal for Hodson, but he's been unlucky enough to hit the post. Ball comes back into the centre of the ground. Narre-Hallam making the moves, kicked across ground, looking towards Westcott again. They can't get it. Underneath there is Wade. Wade didn't have the ball, and over the top of him come Worthington, so Wade's picked up a free kick. He's not a long kick. He's a little bit too far out to make this distance, but he'll put it right into the forward zone. Making the lead there is Stanborough. He can't mark it. Comes down to Hodson. He can't do anything with it. Over the top of it's Walker. The umpire decides to bounce the ball. Ward taps it down. Comes to Zakarin. Zakarin's got it on the ground. He's fighting over the top of it. Players all over the top of the ball. The ball's underneath there, and umpire Hansen decides to bounce. Hodson laying on his back there. No, he's not injured. Bounce the ball. Rayner goes up. Ward's trying to cut across the front. Stanborough picks it up, heads towards goal, and has kicked a goal for Narre-Hallam, which brings them to 5 goals, 5. Still trailing Beaconsfield. 6 goals. Beaconsfield still no points scored. Straight 6 goals. A few of the Beaconsfield boys believed that was touched off the boot, that goal of Stanborough's. But goal umpires and field umpire Hansen having nothing to do with it. Back into the centre of the ground. Greenwell on Escreet. Up goes the ball. Greenwell gets a knockdown this time. Walker couldn't do anything with it. It's hit the ground. What's the decision here? It's going against Studham. And it goes to McCoy. Kicks the ball in. Ward couldn't mark it. They're all over the top of him. Rayner can't get down far enough to pick it up. Zally comes out with it and kicks it back through the centre of the ground. Underneath it there is Casey. He couldn't do anything with it. It's beaten them all. In the run for the ball's Cleary. Cleary can't do anything with it. Pushed over. He's being buffeted there by Glascott. And the ball finally forced over the line and out of bounds. Cleary and Glascott having a good tussle there. Knockout down. Walker tries to break through it. Beaconsfield's come away with through Michael Worthington. He's kicked it high. The wind's caught it and over the boundary line in the forward pocket and out of bounds on the full. Narre-Hallam defenders to kick this out. Weather seems to be getting a little cooler now. The wind hasn't dropped any, but quite possibly could be a shower of rain very soon. But it certainly won't dampen the spirits of the players out there on the ground. Chris Thompson in front from that kick out. Studham busting his way through, tries to get the ball. He can't do a great deal with it. Over the top, holding the man is concerned, and it's a mark there to Thompson of Narre-Hallam. He brings it around here to the half-back flank position. Greenwell's underneath it. Escreet's with him. They've buffeted one another out. Hill gets the handball through. It's another tap by Walker. It's running underneath here. It's on the grandstand side. Tap by Worthington back to Crook. Crook busts through to 2 opponents. Gets his boot to it. Goes down onto the half-forward flank. Underneath is Casey. He can't mark it. And neither could Worthington, but at the time, Peter Smith's got the ball. He's got the run of it. They're chasing. He's picked it up cleanly now. He's caught and possibly caught too high, but it's the ball decision. Holding the ball's a decision. He was definitely caught too high there. The ball goes back to Narre-Hallam. Kicking it back onto the half back flank for Narre-Hallam. Hill's got it. He can't do much with it. He tried to get rid of it, but umpire's called. I think that's a little evener up there. And Worthington to get the free kick for Beaconsfield on this half forward flank position. He puts it right into centre half forward. Noak's in front. He's copped one in the mouth from Cleary and Dougie Noak. Within kicking distance at centre half forward on a slight angle. Could put this right deep into the goal square. There it goes. It's a beautiful kick too. It's high and it's in the right direction. Did it make the distance or not? 1 point only. Just swung out at the last moment. It was a good long kick by Dougie Noak. Ball's kicked in favouring this back flank, this top side back flank. No one can pick up the ball. Noak's got the run of it now. He's tried to handball it out. He's still after the ball. He's still over the top of it. Through comes Chrissy Thompson for Narre-Hallam. He's still playing well. He's still got the ball. He's handballed it away. Hasn't been caught. Watts gets it. Hooks it up over his head, and Thompson can't mark it. It's down on the ground. Worthington's over it. They're all over the top of it. They're all busting in. Still in play. We haven't seen it out of bounds, and it's cleared there by Narre-Hallam. Comes back into the centre wing position. Chrissy Thompson gets it. Now there's a run for the ball. Westcott's got it easy. He's got running on now. He'll get caught. Oh, good tackle by Owen, but he just got rid of it in time, Cleary. Stanborough couldn't mark it. And it's cleared well there by Finn. Through the centre ground. Studham's got it. He's tackled heavily by two opponents. In the back's the umpire's decision, and Studham will get to the free kick in the centre of the ground. Thompson and Ward both there giving him a bit of a shove. Handballs across to Crook. Crook down the ground right into the forward line. No one there to mark it for Beaconsfield though. In comes Worthington. He kicks it out of the air. Hodson's there. Casey's there, I'm sorry. Casey puts it around onto this half-back flank. Worthington intercepts it. Hill's pulled him down. And in the last line of defence, Johnson has taken a safe mark. Brings it back around towards the wing position on the top side of the ground. It's down. Studham gives a good shepherd out. No one's got it. Hill's got the run of the ball. He's in there front. Zally grabs it. It's not a good kick. And it's out of bounds. Right in front of our commentary position here on the grandstand side of the ground. 11.5 minutes gone in this second quarter. Greenwell and Noak in the ruck. Noak gets the knockdown. Comes out to Crook. Crook handballs. It's too long though for Worthington and intercepts Wade. Wade tries to handball and over the boundary line and out of bounds. On this grandstand wing position. Greenwood gets a tap out, goes over the back to Walker. Walker gets the kick, goes up towards centre half forward. Westcott couldn't mark it. Ward gets it out off the ground. He's balked, he's tackled, he's got away from Crook. Crook's in over again, Ward on top of him, and another Crook, and it's a sandwich. And Rick Crook comes out with the ball. Down to centre half forward, everybody's up, no one can mark it though, it's hit the ground. Watts is there. Flanagan's kicked it off the ground. One's got it, it's come back now. Cleary's got hold of it. Cleary's turn, handball, tapped over, and what is it? Tapped over by McCoy, and it's out of bounds right in front of the outer side scoreboard. Here comes Rayner into the ruck. He grabs it out, he tries to get around him. Handball's out now, but it's intercepted nicely there. What's the umpire said? What's his decision? Goods was caught, McCoy gets it. McCoy brings it in. He's got the handball, no one's up there. Comes down, the ball's hit the ground. Pushed out then, it's Sabe. He can't do anything. Zelly's got it. Zelly brings it back on the outer side wing position. Who's up there? McCoy tries to mark it. He can't mark it. Over the top of it. The umpire said we'll ball it up here on the wing position. And does so. Comes across to Walker. Walker's kicked it in the centre ground. Has beaten everybody over the back is Zacher, and he's got the run of it now. He picks it up on the first bounce. Oh, he's meanly intercepted there by Davidson. Cross to Ward though it goes. Cross to Hodson is danger. He's right in front of goal. No one at home. Stanbarrow's on his own. He can't grab it. Hodson's still running through. No one can do it. Wade looked like he could have kicked one. 1 point only is the decision. Well, Stanbarrow, who's just come in after quite a number of injuries, failing for a bit of touch there at that time. Could have kicked an easy goal. Comes back to centre half back position. Goods handballs it out. Goes to where Southorn's got the run of the ball. In there with him is Sarback. That's forced over the line. Nope, umpire's going to bounce it. Sarback and Southorn having a good tussle over there. Rayner gets the hit out. Down to Wade. Wade hooks around, kicks it. But who's there? Goods. Goods back to Studham. Studham brings it across the centre here to Watts, who's on his own. At centre half forward. It could be a long kick from Watts here. Could get there. And he has got onto it, and it's floating with the wind. It's going to land right in the goal square. And out front, who's taken that? Escreet has taken a screamer in front of the Narre-Hallam defenders there. And that's a good mark. Right on the edge of the 10-yard square. Stanaway on his mark. And it goes, and what's he done with this? The goal umpire's run across, and unfortunately it's only 1 point. It didn't look like a point from this position, but the goal umpire's given it as 1 point. It was a good mark taken by Peter Escreet there in front of Doug Stanaway. Scores now 6-2 Beaconsfield, 5-6 Narre-Hallam. Still anybody's game. Ball comes back to centre half back for Narre-Hallam. Walker's over the top of it. No one's there. Escreet can't pick it up. Down underneath there is Johnson. Smother of the ball. And umpire Hanson says, I'll bounce it. Up it goes. It's not a good bounce. It seems to favour the Beaconsfield end. Casey's got the run of it. Who's having a go with him? It's Escreet. Snipping across there in front. The Beaconsfield player. Handballs to Worthington. Kicks it back into the goal square. Crook can't mark it. Watts is running through. He can't do anything. And it's cleared by McCoy. Out there through to the centre wing position, and Zacharin's got it. Handballs across to Hilly. Hilly's got the run here on the grandstand side through the wing. He's had a good drop, left foot drop punt down towards Stanaway. Stanbarrow, Ward out to Stanbarrow. Ward can't pick up the ball. He's kicked it off the ground. Hudson's got it. He's got it into the forward pocket. He's been caught. He's handballed it back into the square. Greenwell's there. Greenwell's over the top of the ball. Everybody's in there. Ward tries to pick it up. The defence of Beaconsfield's too tough, but he's pulled a free kick out of this. I think it's against Finn. It's against Finn or Walker. And it's going to the captain coach, the Narre-Hallam side, Peter Ward.
10 yards on the line.
Only 10 yards out.
That's pretty much.
Oh, and he's given him a 15-yard penalty, which puts the Finn right on the goal line. And Ward should not have any chance of missing it. And of course he doesn't. And it's a goal. That brings Narre-Hallam up to 6 goals 6. They've hit the front. To Beaconsfield 6 goals 2. Narre-Hallam for the first time in this game have hit the front at the 20-minute mark here in the final second quarter.
17.5. Well, like Kells against the wind, isn't it?
Yeah. Narre-Hallam have kicked goals against the wind here now, which proves their worth. Thompson gets it out of the centre, up the centre half forward for Narre-Hallam. Westcott in front of Watts that time. Play on's the call. He tried to break around. He's got his foot to the ball. It goes to where Ward's underneath it, and Ward's taken the mark. He's only 40 yards out, possibly only 35 yards out. He just kicked one and has the opportunity to put Narre-Hallam further in front in this quarter. Let's see what he does with this. In it comes. Oh, it's well offline and it's into the forward pocket. But who's there? Greenwell tries to mark it. So did Zacharin. But it's well defended by Davidson around here to where Worthington and Hill are having a good duel. They've been having a good one all day. Hill's got the better of him though. He's trying to be cut off by Watts. This time he's got his kicking. No, he can't stop the ball. Studham's there. He's got control of it. He's running around the wing. He's beaten. He's showing a bit of pace here for an old man. It's come back onto the wing position. Rayner's got it. Rayner balks around. He gets his boot to it, kicking it back to this half-forward flank. Goods is there. He busts through, gets his fist to it in front of Wards. Hodson's down there too, and he's trying to get it, and he's going to pick up a free kick too. What's over the top of Hodson this time? He's been playing a sterling game, young Hodson. Puts it right into the forward square. Stanborough, Greenwell. Who's got the mark? No one's got it. It's tapped away by Walker. Can't pick it up though. So is Finn. He's playing desperate football. Finally the kick comes down back into the centre of the ground. There's no one there for Beaconsfield. Wade's got it. There's 3 or 4 Narre players, but Wade's got it. He's going to have to get his foot to it. And then down it goes, and Chris Thompson's taking a mark at centre half forward. He's a little bit far out to kick it, but he'll certainly put it well into attack. Down it goes. Up in the air they go. No one marks it. Greenwell busting through. There was Hodson again. He's still got the play of the ball. They've put him out of business though. Finn gets his kick. Greenwell gets a tap out, and Hill forces it over the line and out of bounds. Right on the half-forward flank, freeway end of the ground. Harry scoring in. Hill's got it from the knockout. Puts it back into the forward line. But there's Ray Crook there, safe in defence as always, and takes a strong mark in the last line of defence. He's favouring the top side of the ground. Wins caught it, heading back towards the centre. Rayner's in front of Watts this time. He can't hold the mark though. Comes down to Smith. Smith puts it up onto this wing. Down it comes. Thompson's got it for Narre. Thompson hooks it around. It's heading out. It's going to be too high and on the full, and it goes over the line and out of bounds on the full. Right in front of our commentary position on this top side of the ground. Grandstand side. Michael Worthington to take the kick. Right in front of our commentary position. Puts it down into half-forward flank position for Beaconsfield. Peter Smith's got the ball. He gets his boot to it before he's grabbed. Coming across was Johnson. Defending well. Taps the ball out. Beaconsfield forward pocket. 21 minutes into this final quarter. Well, it might as well be final, but Beaconsfield to kick the goal. This is only the second quarter, and Beaconsfield to kick the goal. Off the boot of Peter Smith. Studham's giving him a pat in the bum. Good play, Smith, says Studham. And this only the second quarter. 22 minutes gone. 6 goals to Beaconsfield, still trailing Narre-Hallam 6-6. Hit out by Noe, playing well in the ruck. Goes down to where Southhorn's beating Sarbeck now, but Sarbeck's got up, handballed the ball. Noe now tapping it down. Ward's cut it in across the pack. He's got a handball out. Back to Sarbeck. Sarbeck kicks it up towards the half-forward line for Narre-Hallam, but in defence there is Watts. Watts over to Owen. Owen's caught. Hit by McCoy. Too high, the umpire says. And a free kick there, Owen on the outer wing position of the ground. Kicking it down to the half-forward line for Beaconsfield behind the pack's clear, and he's taken a strong mark over the top of Zally. Favours to come back to the centre where Rayner's left on his own, and Rayner takes a mark. Narre-Hallam need to move this ball. Comes up to centre half-forward for them. Behind the pack, and it's Ray Crook to take a good mark there in defence over the top of Zacharian and put Beaconsfield back in attack from the half-back line. Down it goes Rayner underneath it. And the mark's taken there by Dougie Noe. And Noe's going to move this ball right into the forward line, and does so. It's a good high long kick. Big men wanted down there from behind. And a top mark taken by Stanaway. He's come down from there limping. Taken by McCoy, I'm sorry. Thought that was Dougie Stanaway, but it was a beautiful mark over the top. Comes out now to Westcott. Westcott across here to Thompson. Thompson looking for Hill, who's running across here on the wing on this top side of the ground. He's intercepted by Walker. and it's over the line and out of bounds. Right, Rain has given a bit of a nudge to Escreet there at the boundary throw-in, and Peter Escreet will take the free kick on the wing position here on the grandstand side of the ground. Put it for Beaconsfield right into attack one more time. And it goes, centre half forward position. Who's there? Cleary's there to take the mark and takes it cleanly. Long kick into the centre ground. Stanborough's underneath it. He can't mark it. He's trying hard though. So is Flanagan. He can't do anything with it. Comes out to where Ward's got the run of it. He's caught but gets his boot to the ball first. Up to where Zachary is behind the pack. Greenwell, he can't do anything with it. The strength of the Beaconsfield defence is too good. Walker gets a tap out. It's come to where Zacharin's got the run of the ball. Who's chasing him? Who's helping him? Not a person. And Finn over the top of Zacharin this time and giving him a nudge to go on with. Zacharin about 25 yards out, right on the boundary. The man in front, umpire Hansen, said he'd be paying today, and obviously is. And he's not frightened to give him close to goal either. Zacharin now, one of Narre's leading goal kickers this year. 64 goals, I think he kicked for the season, lining it up from the boundary line. And here comes. Straight across the face of goal, no one there to mark. It's gone straight over the back of the pack. And Crooks picked it up, run around the boundary, heading it up through the wing. Hodgson's underneath the ball. He can't mark it though. He's back onto it quickly, and he's going to be caught now by Worthington. Yes, caught by Worthington, gets his handball in just in time. Hill's in the front there. He's pulled out at the last minute when he saw Rick Crook coming down. Worthington's got it. He's dropped it. Ball underneath them all there, and it'll be a ball up. 25-minute mark here in the second quarter. Narre-Hallam still leading by 4 points. Free kick going against Rayner this time, going to Worthington. Been a great little player, Worthington, running up and down the ground today. He's got the boot down. Comes up on the half-forward line for Beaconsfield. Everybody's underneath the ball. Studham's in the race for the ball. Oh, and Thompson's giving him a little nudge in the back. Yes, and Hansen, umpire Hansen has seen it. Thompson's given Studham a nudge. Studham's got his kick on the half-forward flank here for Beaconsfield. He's putting it right down into the forward pocket. Zally's underneath it, and Zally's marked it. The outstretching hands of Jeff Zally, and he's marked it there right in the forward pocket. Almost played on across the centre half forward, but now has decided to line up the goals. Right from the boundary line, about 25 yards out. He's had a good shot at it. Unfortunately, it's missed it all, and out of bounds on the full, right on the point post in the Narre Warren back pocket. Ball comes back into play. No one seems to be able to handle it there. It's picked up by Smith. Smith put it across into face of front of goals. And in comes Glascott. He can't do it. It's a rebounder back to Noack. Noack's had a shot. What is it? It's only 1 point. Very close there for Dougie Noack. Scoreboard on the outer side of the ground obviously wrong. Beaconsfield 7 goals 3, Narre-Hallam 6 goals 6. So that puts Beaconsfield 1 goal in front. If we had our pigeon here, I'd fly one over to change it. Anyway, Casey's got a free kick here and kicked it round the wing position where Westcott from Narre-Hallam's marked it here in front of our commentary position. Decides to play on quickly. He's balked once, was in slight trouble, got it onto the left foot quickly into the centre of the ground. Who's tried to get it? Walker can't mark it. Watts has come over the top of the pack, pulled it in, and is kicking it back onto the half-forward flank. It's all Narre-Hallam there, and over the line and out of bounds before Westcott could get to it. It's on the full too, it's been called. So Westcott gets his kick anyway, brings it back to the centre of the ground. Crooks underneath it, almost a mark, nudged out at the last minute. Stanborough kicks it over his head, waves there, he's held his ground, but taking a mark there, a beautiful mark it was too, as Ian Owen. Owen's kick goes down to centre half forward. In front was Noack, and he's taken another strong mark and played very well too in this first half of football. Noack's kick goes well down the ground into the forward square. No one can mark it. It's hit the ground. They're bustling through. And brought out by Saar back and over the line for a throw in right in the forward pocket. Pound Road end of the ground. Beaconsfield scoring in. Nowick in the ruck. And there's the sky siren for the end of the second quarter. And the scores are Beaconsfield 7 goals 3. Leading Narre-Hallam by 3 points, 6 goals 6. Just give a run of the goal kickers here for the first half. Beaconsfield, 1 to Smith, 1 to Escrete, 2 to Goods, 1 to Nowick, and 2 to Crook. That's Rick Crook. And for Narre-Hallam, 1 to Greenwell, 1 to Stanborough, 1 to Ward, and 3 to Hodgson. Well, that was a good strong quarter of football, that one. We've had Narre-Hallam kicking against the wind, coming right back in that quarter. Beaconsfield still hold a three-point lead, but Narre-Hallam through the play and the good play of their captain coach Ward, the Thompson brothers across the centre of the ground, and of course their back line with McCoy and Sarback and Casey all playing very well for this first half, and especially for that quarter. It's put them within 3 points of Beaconsfield at this stage. For Beaconsfield, we had the Crook brothers, Ray and Rick, who played solid football for that quarter. Peter Escrete, who was moving a lot better in the ruck. Mark Walker, and the Worthington boys, Robbie Worthington and Michael Worthington, also playing extremely well. So with 3 points of difference now at half time, it makes for a really great half in the 1981 grand final. Taking a little bit of a cross view of the Beaconsfield crowd here, are we, Mr. Manning? Beaconsfield supporters in all their glory as they normally turn out. Their semi-trailer covered in, bit of wind protection there, black and yellow balloons. Well done to Beaconsfield. Grand final, second year in a row, last year's premiers. Beaconsfield coming onto the ground for this, the third quarter, and probably the most important quarter of this 1981 grand final. Narre-Hallam probably 2 or 3 minutes earlier than Beaconsfield ran onto the ground and looked very enthusiastic. Team of very young players, Narre-Hallam. A lot of them, or a big percentage of the team, came out of their juniors over the last few years, and likewise Beaconsfield. So, you know, their enthusiasm is really high for this, their first grand final appearance since the early 70s.
They beat us in 73 grand final.
Just been told that it was the 1973 grand final that Narre-Hallam beat Beaconsfield, and that's possibly their last grand final appearance. Whereas Beaconsfield have gone on to bigger and better things, being last year's premiers. But it's still anybody's game, with only 3 points the difference between the sides. Beaconsfield 7 goals 3, Narre-Hallam 6 goals 6. Well, the rain that we thought we were going to get there a little earlier looks as if it might have held off for a little while. The wind's still blowing, still favouring the Pound Road end, and that for this quarter will be the Narre-Hallam end. Narre-Hallam coming back well in the second quarter against the wind. Quite a few of their young runners kept on going and moved that ball quite well. So it's all set now for the second half of the grand final. The 4 umpires pick up their corners, and umpire Hansen is about to bounce the ball. Rayner and Escrete in the ruck, Studham still in the centre, Peter Smith roving, Crook, ruck rover, up goes the ball. Rayner gets a knockout, but it goes straight to Rick Crook, and he's hit heavily by Rayner. It's gone down. There's a bit of a tussle on here, but Crook's going to get the kick anyway, and it goes up to the centre half forward position for Beaconsfield. Up in the air goes Goods, he can't hold it. Down it comes to the ground. There's a lot of players over the top of it, and the umpire decides to bounce the ball. Rayner and Escreet. Rayner gets the ball. He handballs it over here to where Hill is running. Hill handballs to Thompson in the centre. Thompson and Studden fighting out now. They're both hanging on to one another. Gives Crook the opportunity to cut in for the ball. Up it goes to the forward position, and there, taking a strong marks, Goods. Cross to Zally, and Zally running into an open goal. Has clicked it. Good football by Captain Wayne Goods there to pass that across to Zally, and Zally made no mistake. Rick Crook dominating there at that stage in the ruck roving position there in the centre to get that ball away. Well, that's the first goal for the third quarter, and a lot of people like to say that that couldn't always be the winning goal. But who can tell? That's Beaconsfield, 8 goals 3, Narre-Hallam 6 goals 6. Discreet down to Crook again. Crook's caught over the ball this time, and the free kick's going against him, and it's going to Hodson in the centre of the ground. Hodson for Narre-Hallam. He puts his foot into it, goes down to the forward position. Cutting across there is Davidson. He's still got the run of the ball. He's in over it. He's still trying to pick it up. He's been grabbed, pulled out. And it comes now to Wade. Wade hooks it around on his left foot. Down to the pocket it goes, and Ray Crook's there. He can't hold the ball, however. Zacharin's got it. He's trying to get rid of it. I think he'll be caught for holding it. He couldn't get an arm or a leg to it. And it goes to Finn. Finn kicks into Zacharin on the mark. Not good on the back line, but anyway, he's recovered well. Zacharin over the top of it again. Close to the boundary line there. It's been tapped out. Running in for the ball there is Sway. And what's Sway done with it? It's gone straight across and out of bounds in the forward pocket. Good play there by Wade. Took the opportunity. And the ball goes. Smith gets a kick out. Comes round onto the half-back flank for Beaconsfield. Ward's there though, however. He's playing a good captain's game. Pushes it back into the forward position, up in the air. Who's taken the mark? Who's it been paid to? I think it's going to Stanborough. Stanborough, possibly his first overhead mark for the day. Outpointing Crook then. And he's lined up, only 15 yards out, almost directly in front. Oh, and it's a bad kick. A little bit of lack of match practice, I'd say, by Stanborough there, and he's only able to score 1 point. In to bring the ball back. Ward and Studden battling it out. Studden's got the run of the ball. It's down. He's hooked it around, coming around the wing position. In's Worthington. Over the back is Sarbeck. No one's doing anything. It's on the ball. They've smothered it. Stacks on the mill. And umpire's going to bounce it again. 8 goals 3. Beaconsfield. Narre-Hallam 6 goals 7. Have it go. Sarbeck knocks it down. And over the line and out of bounds. Right here on the centre wing position. Muffled out of the ruck, but Ward gets it. He's been caught with dropping the ball. And the kicks now goes to Ian Owen here on the wing. He puts it up to the half-forward flank position. Crook's underneath there. And he's taken a good mark. That's not, it's Dougie Nowick, sorry. Looking a little bit alike there with their haircut. And that's Dougie Nowick. Plays on quickly, pushes it into the forward zone. Goods is up there. He can't mark it. And Stanaway finally breaks through the pack and gets away with that ball. Handball there by Westcott. Westcott across the hill through the centre of the ground. They're heading goalwards again, Narre-Hallam. It's the forward line. Zacharin in front, forces his position there. Forces his way in front, that time of Davidson, and he'll be 30 yards out directly in front. Narre-Hallam prepared to take or make the best of their opportunities at the moment, and seem to be getting away with quite a bit of the play. Zacharin with a slight breeze behind him from this angle. He's made his kick. Umpire's gone backwards and forwards, and it's straight through. And that brings Narre-Hallam on to 7 goals 7, and Beaconsfield 8 goals 3. Still trailing by 2 points, Narre-Hallam. But they're keen and they're young. Back in the rucks now. Rayner and Escreet. Goods back onto the ball. Up it goes. Rayner gets a tap at Studham, no intercepts. He can't control the ball. Chrissy Thompson's got the run of it now. He makes a move. There it is. It's marked by Walker for Narre-Hallam. He heads around, heading straight down to the goal square. Who's there? At Johnny Finn. Takes a nice mark in defence and saves the day. Decides to go around the outer side flank. No one's there that can mark it. Watts had a good try but couldn't quite do it. It's hit the ground. Hills tried to get the handball out. So is Walker, pushed up onto the centre wing. Zelly's in the run for the ball. He's overrun it though. Enables Cleary to get a hit down. Comes back to Zelly, who's put it right up into the forward line. Crook's in the run for the ball. He's underneath it. Touch and go there. Stanaway and Crook. Still got possession of the ball. Casey hits it. Gives it a slight jab, I'd say. A little left foot putt. And it's rolled over the line and out of bounds in the forward pocket at the Beaconsfield scoring end of the ground. Up it goes, out of the ruck. Rayner's given Dougie Noack a good foot in the behind, and Noack's picked up a free kick. He's only 25 yards out. A 45-degree angle, and hopefully for the Tigers, he's able to convert this into major points. Steadies himself, moves in, kicks it. Slightly offline, I'd say, and just 1 point is the decision. Ball comes back into play, back into the centre position. It's all touch and go. No one's really got a clean grab of it yet. Ward's over the top of it. Noack's gone in hard. Escreet's got hold of it now. He doesn't know where to handball it. Finally gives it back to his captain, Goods. Goods across to Watts, who's running through. He's given a good handball and given a bit of a tussle there too. Out on the outside, Goods still running. A good captain's effort. He's offline though, and 1 point. Beaconsfield 8 goals 5. Narre-Hallam 7 goals 7. 4 points the difference. McCoy kicks out. It's a good long kick. Ward and Rayner underneath it, but behind the pack, Escreet takes it. Handballs it to Studham. Back to Walker. Gavin Walker tries to bust through. He does. He gets his handball into it. It goes to Glascott. Glascott there. And in front of goal, in the forward pocket, is Rick Crook. He's taken a running mark. Now will line up from about 30 yards out. Puts his boot into it. The wind's bringing it around, but is it enough? No, it's gone across the face. And 1 point's the call. Stanaway brings the ball back into play. Rayner's underneath it, but he tries to mark it. Wasn't a mark though, and he's held with the ball, and it's going to have to go against him. The umpire, I think, just a little sorry for him there. He certainly didn't mark it. He felt he had, so the umpires decide to bounce the ball. Escreet's taken it out of the ruck this time. Over to Studham. Studham gets his boot to it. Goes down to centre half forward. Casey overruns it. Smith's trying to get rid of it there. So is Cleary. Cleary's bustling his way through. Zelly's picked it up, of course, and headed towards goal. What's Zelly done with it? He's put it through for 4 points, and that's good play. That was on the rebound. There was a ton of beaky pallets around the ball. Cleary tried to break through, and Zelly's picked it up off the ground. Said, thank you very much for coming, and booted a lovely goal. That takes Beaconsfield on to 9 goals 6. Narre-Hallam 7-7. And there's still plenty of time left in this. And of course, towards the end, it'll be the survival of the fittest. Tap down now, comes across to where Ward on the centre wing position, gets it across to Thompson. Thompson puts it down to the half forward flank for Narre-Hallam. It's beaten Wade and over the line and out of bounds. 10 minutes into the third quarter. Ball's back into play. Greenwell tries to bust his way through the pack with the ball. He's still going. I think he's been held. I think it's too high. And now from the half-forward flank for Narre-Hallam, Greenwell has the kick and put them right into attack. There he goes, back into the forward line, the full forward position. Everybody's up. Everybody's over the top of everybody else. Who's down on the ground to pick it up? There's not a soul. And it's been rushed over and out of bounds right in the forward pocket for Narre-Hallam. And the ball comes over the back of the pack. It was Rayner. He couldn't do anything. Walker broke through with it at that stage. Studham's got the kick. He's tried to play on over to Goods. The umpire said, no go, Lynn. We'll come back and we'll take the kick from over the mark. Still favouring this grandstand side wing. Comes up to where Goods now. Yes, there it is. Goods has taken the mark. It still worked anyway. Perhaps they've got a little bit more distance. Goods is handballed, but cutting across there, taking the kick from Gavin Smith, is Casey. Casey puts it back into the centre of the ground. Worthington's there. So is Rayner. Rayner gets the tap down to Hodson. Hodson kicks the ball back into the centre half forward position. Coming out is Crook. Crook gets a long kick back to centre half forward for Beaconsfield. Up in the air. From the back is Walker. Walker's hit it. Narre-Hallam trying to bust through the packs. I think he's caught with the ball. A beautiful grab by Nowick. And Dougie Nowick, he'll have the kick here on the wing position, grandstand side. Puts it into centre half forward, out to the flank, and Zellie's there all on his own, taking it uncontested. And he's possibly within kicking distance at this position. And certainly is coming back into the game with a vengeance. It's not a good kick. It swung out and through for 1 point. Ball comes back into play. And Nowick again. He's taking a good strong mark, and he certainly has been worth his weight around the rucks and around the ground in this game so far. He puts it right back into the forward line, right on the end of the 10-yard square. Everybody's up. Zelly couldn't mark it. Coy gets it. He kicks it out. And there, running in uncontested, was Robbie Worthington to take the mark over on the half-forward flank on the outer side of the ground. From that position there, with the wind blowing the way it is, he could possibly kick this. He's lined it up as a beautiful torpedo punt kick. Umpire stands behind the post, and he's given it the all clear, and it's a goal. And it was a beautiful kick by Robbie Worthington from the outer side of the ground. And that takes Beaconsfield now 10 goals, 7. Beaconsfield, 7 goals, 7 Narre-Hallam. The 13-minute mark of the third quarter. Well, the Narre-Hallam backs look a little fatigued down there at the moment with the last 5 or 6 minute impact that the Beaconsfield forwards have been giving them. Ball bouncing in the centre. Greenwell up in the ruck, but it's Escreet again. Tries to knock it down to Walker. Walker can't do a thing with it. Over the ball. The umpire's going to have to rebound this. Everybody's there. Up in the ruck. Greenwell down to Hodson. It's hit the ground again. They're all over the top. Try to break away. Here's Glascott. Glascott across to Watts. Watts down to centre half forward. There's 2 or 3 players there, but Cleary's taking a nice solid mark in defence of the Narre-Hallam side, and will kick this across the centre and back into attack. It's not a long kick. It's landing in the centre. Worthington in front. Westcott from behind tried to take the big grab. He couldn't do it. The ball's hit the ground, but where's the free kick coming from? And it's going to go to Westcott for a push in the back. He's kicked it down to centre half forward. Ward's there. Ward from behind. He tries to take the mark. And I think umpire Hanson's going to give him the mark. Not terribly happy about the decision of the Beaconsfield players, but anyway, they're running back to defend now in goal. Ward. It's a long kick right into the goal square. It's going over the heads though, right behind, and it's touched on the way through by Johnny Finn. And that's 1 point to Narre-Hallam. Takes them on to 7 goals, 8. 10-7 Beaconsfield. Brings it back onto the half-back flank. Who's in there in the race for the ball? No one's got it. There's going to be a free kick there to Gavin Walker. Gavin, he can't get to the ball before he's tackled hard. Smith gets it. He tries to get out of trouble with it. Chrissy Thompson's in there for Narre-Hallam. He's handballed it across to Walker. Walker from Narre-Hallam's trying to break through. He can't do a thing with it. It's called holding the ball. And a good tackle by Ian Owen. Ian Owen kicks it out here to Goods on the half-back flank. It's a handball from Goods across to Nowick. Nowick's got to go now. He's been caught. He's got his handball in just in time. Walker of Narre-Hallam overruns the ball. Ward gets the ball for Narre-Hallam. Across to Chrissy Thompson. Thompson can't do anything with it. He's smothered quickly. Down to Gavin Walker. Gavin's handballed it across. Looking there for Studham, who's playing a great game from the centre. Studham up across the flank, looking for Zally coming down from the wing. Zally's got it. Easy size he almost wants to play on. He's gone back though. He's taken his kick across to the centre of the ground where Watts is standing on his own, and Watts takes an easy chest mark there in the centre of the ground on his own. He's kicked it up to centre half forward. Who's there? Over there they can mark it. Glascott's running after it. Casey lead for the ball and has run over the line and out of bounds. Thrown now in the forward pocket to the Beaconsfield scoring end of the ground. Taken out of the ruck by Cleary. He's got his foot to it. Pushes it across to the wing, but Worthington's in front of Hill this time. Worthington pushes it back to where Glascott's got it. He's had a shot for a goal from 20 yards out, right on the boundary, and his decision is 1 point only. Beaconsfield seem to be moving that ball a little better now. I think Narre-Hallam back line is looking slightly jaded with the amount of attacks that we've had so far into the Beaconsfield forward position. Fullback kicks the ball out to the half-back flank, knocked away by Sarbeck, but who's there to grab it? Smith is. He can't do anything with it though. And Nowick's come over the top of Greenwell, and Greenwell to pick up the free kick. Right on the half-back flank for the Narre-Hallam team. Greenwell's kick. Kicks into the centre of the ground. Studham's in front. Thompson hits it over his head. Comes down the ground again. Ward taps it on. Gavin Walker's got it in front of him. He handballs back to the centre of the ground to where Watts is in position. He gets caught. He handballs just in time. Down on the ground it goes. Handball out now. Sarbeck's got it. He can't do anything with it. It's called holding the ball. He had a string of Beaconsfield players around him. Kicked up onto the wing now. Over the back comes Green from the back of the pack. Here he is right on the wing position in front of our commentary position. And Greenwell to put Narre-Hallam back into attack. It's gone down to centre half forward and cutting across there. Over the top of Smith that time was Watts. Watts handballs it out to Walker. Walker's been hit by Westcott after he's kicked the ball. And this will be a kick up the ground and is going to Michael Worthington. Worthington to put Beaconsfield into attack. Up it goes onto the half-forward flank. Zally, Escreet, can't mark it. It's tapped away there by Cleary. No one's got the run of the ball at the moment. Crook's gone in there. He's got the ball between his legs. Nowick's busted away with it. He's handballed it out. Oh, and there it's tried to kick it off the ground was Johnson. He couldn't do much with it though. Come down to McCoy. Across to Hill. Keel's overrun it. Worthington's there to back up for Beaconsfield. That was a bad blue by Nowick's gone right across the top of Worthington. Scrum of players. Umpire will bounce the ball. Ball's going up. And it's a free kick to Dougie Nowick. Nowick kicking it across there onto the outer side half-forward flank for Beaconsfield. Bit of a tussle of players, and young Thompson picks up a kick. Favours to stay down on that outer side and pushes it around the wing as much as possible. But in front there is Worthington. Worthington across to Smith. Smith across to Studham, who busts through a pack, heads towards goal. There's nobody home there except Narre-Hallam. And the mark's been taken by McCoy. McCoy in the full-back position there for Narre-Hallam. He kicks it out, favouring the outer side of the ground. Drops it down. Greenwell is underneath the ball, and Greenwell's taken a strong mark there in front of Goods. Come back into the centre of the ground. Greenwell's kick. Ward's picked it up. He's handballed across now to Walker for Narre-Hallam. Walker placing it back into the centre half forward position. But out from the back line comes Johnny Finn, and he's torn through the pack and given it a good roost up into the centre of the ground where Ian Owen's taking the mark. He's been pressurised. Had the intention of playing on, I think, but has decided to settle and take his kick. pushes that kick right up into centre half forward. Zally's there. He can't mark it against Cleary. Through comes Walker. Walker's handballed across to Goods. Casey's trying to chase Goods. No one's got him at the moment. Goods has got the ball. He's handballed it out. But the defence of Narre-Hallam's still strong there. Escreet and Zally fight for the ball. No one's got to have. Escreet finally handballs it across. And there's possibly, and will be, a free kick to Peter Smith. And showed some endeavour in throwing the hands up as he was being grabbed, just to emphasise the free kick. And umpire Hansen made no mistake in giving it to him. He's had a long kick. He was within kicking distance. And offline and 1 point. Takes Beaconsfield 10 goals 9. Narre-Hallam 7 goals 8. This now is the 21-minute mark of the third quarter. Long kick from fullback position by McCoy, comes out here onto the wing, and Wade's in front to lead the ball. Little Wade, he's got it, he's tried to pick it up, he's got it all, he's got plenty of calls, he's got his kick in on the left foot, he's headed back towards centre half, forward flank position now, and no one's marked it. Walker couldn't do it, given it across to Gavin Walker. Gavin's brought it back to the wing position. Studham can't mark the ball. Thompson's got it, he's tapped it in front. Crook had hold of him and well under cover too. There's been a high decision here. And Studham's going to pick up the free kick right on the boundary line. The half-back flank position, right in front of his own crowd. And loves it. Oh, and it's a little bit high there for Crook, who couldn't mark it here in front of the commentary position. And it's gone over the line and out of bounds. Ball's in, Greenwell in front. He taps it down. Wade can't get it though. Rick Crook races through. He's specialing towards the boundary line. He's got his boot to it now all of a sudden. Kicks it back into the half-forward flank for Beaconsfield. No one can grab the ball. Busting through there's Worthington. Nowick's tried to bust through also. He's been caught and it's been called too high, and Nowick will get the free kick on the half-forward flank, right in front of the timekeeper's box. He's heading towards goal. It's a good long kick, swinging right into the goal square. Up in front is Goods. He can't mark it though. Comes down to Thompson. Thompson gets smothered. Worthington's picked it up. Michael Worthington's picked it up and headed towards goal. And it is a goal, and a good shot by Michael Worthington. Lovely shot for goal. Takes Beaconsfield to 11 goals 9. And 7 goals 8 Narre-Hallam. And that was a good shot by Worthington. And that's put Beaconsfield now almost 4 goals in the lead at this the 23-minute mark of the third quarter. And of course Beaconsfield coming home with the breeze in the last quarter. Escreet's given Greenwell a nudge in the back, but he's got away with it and he's got the ball. He's kicked it out over onto the centre wing on the other side of the ground. Race for the ball. Crook and Hill. Hill beats him to it. Handballs back to Rayner. Rayner handballs, trying to get it to Walker. Walker couldn't grab it. Crook's back in there. He's got his handball out. Oh, it's a melee of players. Rayner finally gets his boot to it. Who's coming through? Who's busting through the pack? Crook again. Comes down to Smith. Smith can't get his boot to it. Oh, it's desperation football over there as every player tries to smother the ball off the boot. But a free kick's been given out by umpire Hansen and it goes to Ray Crook. Crook to Crook. Handballed and over the line and out of bounds. On the half-back flank position, the Beaconsfield side. No one gets the knockout in that ruck. It's come to the ground. They're all fighting. There's a melee of plays. This is the determination and enthusiasm they've got to win this final. Everybody on top of the ball. Chasing the ball now through centre half forward for Narre-Hallam. Westcott's over the ball, but it's been given out, and I think it's Flanagan who's going to get the kick. Yep, it's Flanagan to get the kick. He's put in a torpedo punt into the centre, into the forward line, and a good strong mark taken by Peter Smith in defence. He sees Gavin Walker here on the half-back flank making a move. He moves around. He can see Wayne Goods making moves too. Saar back in front of Goods this time. And following that ball and forced over the line and out of bounds. I think the umpire's given a free kick here. It's gone against Beaconsfield, and Saar back has got the free kick. Almost into the forward pocket. On the tennis court side of the ground. About 45 yards out. He's put his boot in and it's a long torpedo punt right into the goal square. No one's there to mark it. They've tried though. All of a sudden, it's 1 point to Narre-Hallam. Swung off the boot by Westcott. Narre-Hallam need goals badly now. 25 minutes gone and this is the third quarter. A lot of players playing man-to-man position play in this final is extremely important. Smith calling for Finn to kick it out to this topside flank, in which he has done. In there, Stanborough. He can't mark it though. Play on's the call, says the umpire. Over the top of it's Walker. He's been buffeted by Rayner. The ball's hit the ground, hit the deck. Everyone's having a bit of a push and a tussle. And the umpire will bounce the ball. Greenwell in the ruck. Did nothing with it though. It's hit the ground. Underneath the pack there and going for the ball was Walker. But it's a free kick. And the free kick's gone to Zakarin. Number 3. And he'd be 40 yards out. On a slight angle. He's quite used to kicking quite a few goals. From the Narre side. So let's see what he does with this one. Bit of a cross breeze on him from there, but he's put his boot to it and he's allowing for a bit of wind. No, faded at the last moment. I think he'll be fined 1 point. Well, Narre-Hallam certainly need to kick goals. They're 7 goals 10 now, trailing Beaconsfield 11 goals 9. Finn being called to this top flank again. Comes in, Studham's underneath it, Greenwell's there too, no one's marked. Oh, he's gone over the top of Studham, but no free kick given. Studham still fighting for the ball. We'll find another ball up in this position. Right on the tennis court flank. Up goes the ball. Chrissy Thompson, the only man who wanted to find it. He's running through, he's still got the run for it. Crooks tried to put him off balance. Ward's there, Ward's tapped it back to Thompson. No one can do anything with it, and it's forced over the line and out of bounds. Up goes the ball, comes back to Thompson. Chris Thompson puts it in the forward line. Westcott's there, he's gone for the punch. Says Davidson couldn't mark it. But coming out is Johnny Finn. He's got the runner ball, he's tapped it on, he's given it about 30 yards around the boundary. He's done it beautifully. Well in defence for Finn. And the ball's finally knocked over by Walker. And a throw in will take place on the outer side flank. Escreet over the top of the rain this time, but it comes to Westcott, who's put it back into the square. Zakarin's there. Strong mark attempted by Crook. Zakarin's got it. He's run into an open goal. What's he done? He's put it through for full points, which takes Narre-Hallam on to 8 goals 10. Still trailing Beaconsfield 11 goals 9. But perhaps that goal and the determination that it took for the Narre-Hallam players to get it back there may be a lift to their side. .28 minutes gone in this third quarter. Well into time on now. Bounce of the ball. Favours Chris Thompson and Stanborough. Stanborough's been caught with the ball. As I say again, a little out of form today. Goes to Glasgow. Glasgow puts it up in the centre half forward position. No one can mark it. Zelly's in there though. He's fought his way out of the pack. Got a handball to it. Now's a race between Sarbeck and Southorn. Southorn's one. Let Goods come across, take the ball, puts it back in the centre half forward, and now at the back of the pack is Stanaway. Doug Stanaway to put the ball back to the centre for Narre-Hallam. Down it goes. Westcott can't mark it. He's tried hard. Ward gets the tap out. It comes across to Gavin Walker though, coming around our commentary wing, and there's a fight on there between the play. Watson and Ward, but Walker's kick goes up. Come back on our wing position here. Lie on, Sarbeck pushed in the back. Pushed in the back by Goods. And Sarbeck to take that free kick on the wing position here on the grandstand side. But Narre-Hallam back into attack. He's gone to centre forward. Greenwell's there. Sets himself. Can't mark it. Ward tries to punch it out. Greenwell once again following up the ball. Ward once again's got the ball. He's handballed out. Studham's coming over the ball. He's still fighting for it. And umpire Hanson's going to bounce it. I'm going to have to say this, fellas, with a couple of bald heads there matched together. Ward and Studham has tapped out across. Walker from the back line. He plays it out well for Beaconsfield. Cross the flank. Southorn can't do much with it. He's grabbed Thompson. And Thompson's going to get the free kick on the outer side wing position. He's come across to the centre. He sees his brother Thompson. Chrissy Thompson now from the centre. Drives it into the forward line. Zacharin's out on his own. And Zacharin's taken the mark in front of Finn. He had a good 5 yards on Finn that time, but he's taken the mark deep into the forward pocket. And will shoot from goal from there. He's about 30 yards out. Beaconsfield crowd, he's right in front of the Beaconsfield crowd, of course, and they're giving him everything. It's a good kick towards goal. It's swinging around. No one's touched it. It was a lovely kick for goal for Zacharin under a lot of pressure. The distance wasn't real good, and he's turned and given the Beaconsfield crowd the greatest howdy-doody flick of the finger that you've ever seen. I don't think that'll quieten them down yet, though. It's 11 goals, 9, Beaconsfield. And Narre-Hallam bridging the gap now with 9 goals, 10. Greenwell gets a tap out. That was across to Duggan, the interchange player. Duggan's on the ground now. Studham gets the kick, though, and he's pushed it up towards centre half forward for Beaconsfield, where Cleary's taken a good solid mark in defence there and will clear for Narre-Hallam. Oh, he's smothered by Zally. Zally run right over his leg. Well done. The top smother, and it's enabled now Michael Worthington to pick up a kick at centre half forward position for Beaconsfield. There's a good long drop punt kick. Had plenty of distance. The last line there, it's tapped through by McCoy for 1 point. We're at the 32-minute mark of this quarter. It's a long quarter. Back to the centre of the ground it comes from the kick out from McCoy. Flanagan runs through. He's taking the ball, and there's the final siren. It's the final siren. It's three-quarter time. As we look across to the scoreboard here at three-quarter time, 11-10 Beaconsfield, 9-10 Narre-Hallam. Well, at the start of that quarter, Beaconsfield had everything. They put on 3 or 4 quick goals. And but of course Narre-Hallam have come back with a couple of quick ones there also, and still puts themselves within 2 goals. 12 points for this, the last quarter, the 81 Southwest Gippsland League Grand Final. Goal kickers so far in the game. For Beaconsfield, Worthington 1, Smith 1, Escreet 1, Zally 2, Goods 2, Nowick 1, Rick Crook 2, and Michael Worthington 1. Narre-Hallam, Greenwell 1, Stanbarrow 1, Zacharin 3, Ward 1, and Hodson 3. Well, a large crowd that supports the teams at three-quarter time are now dispersing from the field. Beaconsfield were quick with their coach's delivery from Jimmy Reed there at three-quarters time. They were back in their positions very quickly and waiting on the Narre-Hallam side to come out. Well, now we have it, the last and final quarter for the 1981 South West Gippsland Premiership. Umpire Hansen in position, making sure all the players are in position. The scores at this stage, Narre-Hallam still 2 goals down and kicking against the slight breeze now. They're 9 goals 10, trailing Beaconsfield, who are 11 goals 10. It's certainly now the survival of the fittest. Bounce of the ball. Escreet gets a big knockdown towards centre half forward. In comes Southorn. He's got the run of ball, can't do anything with it. Picked up well by Chrissy Thompson, and Thompson will get the free kick. He's handballed it across to Cleary. Cleary going out on the outer side wing, gets it across to Sarbak. Sarbak in a run with the game. He's got a great kick up there into the forward position. Watts is under the ball. He almost marked it. Zackarin's over the top of it. It's forced through now, and it'll go through rushed, I would say, for 1 point. Takes Narre-Hallam to 9 goals 11. Johnny Finn kicks the ball back in. It comes into centre half back position. They're all up in the ruck. No one marks it. Bounces down the back. Flanagan gets it forward. Crook can't mark it there. Over the top of Narre-Hallam, and Stanborough is going to get a kick at centre half forward position. Now I know that he can kick well. He's kicking now from centre half forward. Trailing by 11 points. Narre-Hallam. Dark clouds coming over the sky now, and the wind sort of picked up a little bit as well. Stanborough puts in a drop punt. Swung out with the wind, didn't make the distance. In front, who is it? 2, Hampden Park. Westcott tries to take the mark. He couldn't. Hits the ground again. Goes down to Hodson. Hodson tries to get it across to Rayner. Rayner can't do anything with it. Runs across to Owen. Rowan in a run for the ball, and I think it'll be called dropping the ball, and I'm sure that Flanagan's going to pick up this kick. Flanagan deep into the forward pocket. Be kicking this from 15 yards out, but he's right on the boundary line. In comes the kick. What's he done with it? She's balked and weaved, and the umpire said, "It's mine, fellas," and it's 1 point only. Takes Narre-Hallam within 10 points of Beaconsfield. It's the final quarter. John Finn going down the centre of the ground again. Players there, Westcott in the front. Can't mark it though. Hodson tries to pick it up from there. So does Owen. No one's in there. Thompson picks it up finally, and it's Stanborough again. That's 2 marks in the last 2 minutes here in the final quarter. And Stanborough from almost exactly the same position as last time. He didn't quite make the distance last time. He's kicking into quite a severe wind, and we'll see what he does with this one. It's up in the air. It's not a good kick. It's gone off into the pocket, but Zackarin's there all on his own. He can't mark it. It's punched out of his hands just in time. Forced over. And a free kick there to Owen. Favours the outer side of the ground. Oh, Thompson over the top of Crook. The umpire says play on. It's a handballed out by Hodson. Round the neck decision to Hodson too, and he's going to pick up a free kick on the half forward flank on the outer side of the ground, possibly from that position within kicking distance. He's already kicked 3 goals, which I think he got all in the first quarter, and has played quite an outstanding game. Here comes to take his kick now from the flank, and it goes. That's a low projectile kick. It's offline and out of bounds on the full. Eases the pressure on the Beaconsfield back line slightly. Johnny Finn to bring this ball back into play. It's a long kick from the outer flank. No one's marked it. It's tapped on in Narre flavour. Flanagan's got it. He's picked it up. He's running back. He's turned through the centre and kicked it back. But there in defence is Smith. Kicked it down. No one to take it there. Southhorn's over the top of it. He's picked it up. He's balked. He's got through. Handballed it across to Zelly. Zelly's got an open goal there, but it's not a good kick. He's found Goods there though. Well, Nowick was it? Nowick, and now Goods Goods is over it. Two Narre-Hallam players over the top of him. Still play on, calls the umpire. It's now on the ground, and I think he'll have to ball it up there. Right in the forward pocket of the Beaconsfield side. As the ball, Greenwell's in there. Noak's tried to take it out of the ruck. Worthington's pushing through. He had the ball. That's the umpire's decision. Was held onto him, and he'll bounce the ball right in the centre of the goals. Noak gets his foot to it, which he kicked. Out of the pack he brings it, and it's only 1 point. Well, the tension's mounting, of course. Still early in this final quarter. 10 points the difference. 11 points the difference now. Out he comes, McCoy kicks it out, favouring this grandstand side flank. Who's taken the mark there? In front, Sally. He has the opportunity to put it right back into the goal square and into attack for Beaconsfield. The kick goes right in the forward pocket, and McCoy comes through, gets his fist to the ball and forces it over the line and out of bounds. Right in the forward pocket here on the Pound Road end, the Beaconsfield scoring end at the moment. Ball comes back into play. Crook couldn't get his foot to the ball. Glascott picks it up. He has a run for the goals, and it looks like the wind's brought that back. And there's a goal. The young Terry Glascott, consistent player all day, and has made the most of his opportunity there in snapping that goal for Beaconsfield. That takes Beaconsfield to 12 goals 11. Narre-Hallam still trailing at 9 goals 12. Ball back in the centre. The weather's getting darker and darker, and it's a lot colder up in the commentary box. Bounce of the ball. No one's got it. It's a bad bounce. Worthington's in the run for it. So is Hill. No one. In there also was Duggan. But the umpire decides to bounce it again. Wind's taken that away again. Escreet gets it down. Gets it down to Goods. Goods tries to break through. Can't get his foot to the ball. It's gone to Studham now. It's tap and go. And they've called it palming by Studham. The free kick goes to Chris Thompson of Narre-Hallam. Just on the line of the square in the centre of the ground. Looks for the pass to Westcott. Westcott leads out in front of what's this time has taken the ball. He's taken the mark. Wants to move quickly. Looking for a position down there in the full forward line. Big man wanted. Ward's in front. And Ward, I think, will be paid the mark. Yes, he was in front of Crook that time. Rain has come over the top, but he's paid the mark to Ward. He's within 30 yards and kicking directly from in front. Put his boot to the ball. He's made no mistakes about it, and that's a great captain coach's goal. Kicking against the wind, and he's put it straight through. And that brings Narre-Hallam back now. They've gone to 11 goals 12, or 10 goals 12, to 12 goals 11 Beaconsfield. We wait for the ball to come back. Seems to be boundary umpires running everywhere, but this is the first game where we've seen 4 boundary umpires. Greenwell and Noak. Greenwell down to Duggan. Duggan's got his foot to the ball. He's gone to the outer side wing. Ward's in the race for the ball there. Captain coach, he's cut off there by Gavin Walker. Gavin's tripped over. He's tried to get rid of the ball and has done quickly enough. Watts has got the ball now. He's kicked it across the centre, back to centre half forward. Zelly's behind. He can't mark it. Smith's in there. So too is Escreet. Run for the ball now. Thompson's tried to kick it. Oh, across the back. And I think we'll call this in the back. And the ball's gone to Stanaway. Over into the centre. Studham's in front. It was a bad kick there, and it dropped into Studham's arms. And he's marked uncontested in front of Chrissy Thompson. Studham to move this ball into attack. Left foot torpedo goes to the half forward line. It's all Narre-Hallam at the moment as Casey brings it out across to Hill. Can Hill make it in time? It's kicked off the front of his foot and over the boundary line and out of bounds on the forward flank right in front of the tennis courts. Boundary umpire throws it in. Greenwell and Knowing having a good tussle in the ruck there. Down to the ground again. Duggan kicks it off the ground. Goods tries to fall over. He can't do so. Flanagan comes through. Back to Greenwell. He can't do it. And it stacks on the mill. And I think from underneath there, we're going to see Southon, Ryan Southon, Buttons Southon, comes up with the free kick. Kicks it into centre half forward. Who's in there? It's hit the ground again. Sarback gets out of it. Worthington cuts across in front of Hill now. Studham's got the ball. He's got to run. If they're shepherding here. No, he's caught. He's dropped it. And a free kick against Studham then. The old Lynn, he's quite happy to accept that. And Hill has the ball on the half-back flank for Narre-Hallam. He's kicking it down to the centre wing position here. And Watts can't mark the ball, but he's going for it again. He can't grab it cleanly. Chris Thompson tries to break through. Wade's in there. He can't get it. Gavin Walker gets it. Handballs it across to Goods. Goods back to Gavin. Gavin now running through the centre of the ground. He's looking for a lead from Zally, who's hit the centre. He's let it bounce. It's bounced wrong for him. Cleary's got it and cleared it with a handball. Cross to Rayner. Rayner's gone onto his right foot. Kicks it up to the centre half forward position where Zacharin's in front there, but he can't mark, and from behind the pack, and a brilliant mark, it's taken by Johnny Finn. He kicks the ball back into the centre. It's gone over the back of the pack again. This wind's playing all sorts of tricks today. In the race for the ball is Noack. He tried to kick it off the ground and missed. It's gone down. Everyone stacks on the mill. I think Rick Crook could have been underneath all that. Yes, he was. Came up, politely gave the ball back to the umpire, and off we go again. Greenwell taps it out, but in the race is Studham. Studham running in towards goal. He's had a foot for it. And which way does that one go? He's taken it from the half-forward flank, had a bit of a run and kicked it through, and Len Studham has kicked a goal. It's brought Beaconsfield up now to 13 goals 11. To Narre-Hallam 10 goals 12. And they're leading by 17 points. "11 minutes gone in this final quarter. The ball's bounced. Rayner gets it down. Wade's not there though this time. It's tapped back down to Southon. Southon puts it into the air. Anyone's ball. Oh, and it's a mark by Peter Smith. I don't think he knew he had it. He attempted to play on. Zally's breaking through the pack. Handball's back to Studham, but it's against Zally, and Chris Thompson's going to pick up this free kick. Passes it out now. He's going down to that outer side wing position. Sarback's in the race for it. So Rick Crook, though, has beaten him on this occasion. He's got round. He's put it on the left foot, coming around the boundary on the forward pocket. But there in defence is Doug Stanaway for Narre-Hallam. He's taken the mark right in the back pocket on the outer side of the ground for Narre-Hallam. He pushes it around that wing that little bit further on the half-back flank there. Through comes Walker. And he's played a good game today too. Out of bounds on the full. Time to take the kick. In it comes. Goods has got it. He's caught right at the last moment. He couldn't get rid of it quick enough. He was caught by Hodson. Hodson's now picked up the ball. Handballed it back. They're both in the run for it. Ray Crook's got it. Put it right in the air. Down there, nearly a good mark to Terry Glascott. Everyone putting their bodies right in. Chrissy Thompson, who's played a brilliant game all day, handballs it. Come back to Zally now, the centre half forward position. Zally's trying to get it out. He's got the run of it. No, he hasn't. Smith's in there. Southhorn it is to come out from that bundle with the free kick. He's about 55, 60 yards out, centre half forward position. Puts a kick in. It's a low projective torpedo. Big men want it up there. In the last line of fence, it looked like McCoy. He's given it across at Stanaway, and he's kicked to the boundary, and it's out of bounds right in front of the Narre-Hallam crowd on the far side of the ground. You can tell by the black and white balloons and the noise when it goes over there. That's a throw-in. Rayner got the knockout. Comes back to centre half back position. Beaconsfield look to be in attack, but there's a run. There's a run by Hill now. He's bounced it once. He's bounced it twice. Can he? No, he's lost possession of the ball. Through the back comes, and I think Ward's going to pick up a free kick there. Yes, he has. He's tackled a little high by Noack. And Ward now on the outer wing position puts the ball down onto the half-forward line. Big men want, and then from behind the pack is Greenwell for Narre-Hallam, centre half forward. He kicks it back. He's looking for a lead from Zacharin. Zacharin's there. He's been pulled and buffeted. Play on, says the umpire. Beaconsfield clear it. Yeah. It comes to Smith. Smith into the centre of the ground. And Southhorn's taking a lovely mark in front of Hill there, right in the centre of the ground. Cross to Worthington here. Cross to Zelly, another handball. he's balked around Casey. He's balked around, but Casey's got him. He's got rid of it just in time. Cleary comes through. Handball across to Thompson, and it wasn't a good one either. But a push in the back. It's given across against Terry Glascott, and it's going back to Thompson. Thompson moves in. It's only a short one, but he's found his brother there in Chris Thompson, right on the centre wing in front of the grandstand. Thompson crossed to Ward. Ward slipped, but picked himself up at the right time and was able to take that mark right on the half-forward flank for Narre-Hallam. Grandstand side. Kicking towards the freeway end. Smothered his mark off the kick. His kick off the mark. And Gavin Walker's been able to clear it back into the centre of the ground. Through we go. Narre-Hallam in there. Young Wade. He's trying to get the ball. Not much of him, but he's balked his way through. Giving it across to Casey. Casey across the centre of the ground. Going out towards where Sarbeck. He's had a shot for goal from there. He's looking for forwards. There's not a forward there. It's hit the ground again. No one could mark it. Scrimmage of players. I think that's between Crook and Zakarian. And the umpires decide to bounce the ball. Well, we have the rain falling. And it's falling quite heavily at the moment. Nice and overcast. A little bit wet in the commentary box. Play on the game. We're 15 minutes into this final quarter. And there's the ball out of bounds into the Beaconsfield forward pocket. Pass back into the goals. In the last line of defence there was Ray Crook. He's kicked it out on the outer side half-back flank. No one's doing much over there. Comes down to Rick Crook. He's passed it along the wing. It's come down to the half-forward flank for Beaconsfield. Escreet's in the run for it. Who's in front of him though is Stanaway. He's been forced over the line and out of bounds. 13-11 to 10-12. Beaconsfield favour. Beaconsfield get the ruck tap out. Comes down where Southorn's there again. Hill's pushed in. No free kick. Worthington comes through. He's got the ball in front of him. He's still playing that ball hard. Kicked it across to the centre. Here comes Goods. He's heading towards goal. He's put a long one in. And what's the decision down that end of the ground? 1 point only. That ball certainly is travelling fast with the aid of this wind. McCoy to take the kick out for Narre-Hallam. And here comes favouring the grandstand side of the ground, comes back to the half-forward flank. Cleary couldn't mark it, it's hit the ground. Glascott's in there again. Young Terry gets the handball to it and over the line and out of bounds. Right in front of the Beaconsfield supporting area. He puts it back in. Boundary umpire comes down to Smith from the ruck. Smith kicks it forward. No one's there to mark it. Two Beaconsfield players. They do end talking at that stage. Planning it's a knock. He heads it back towards Hill. Hill right on the boundary. He kicks it around to the half-back flank position. Anybody wanted? And Robbie Workington's taking a nice mark there on this half-forward position for Beaconsfield. Lays the ball in. Rushed off the hands and over the boundary line and out of bounds. Played 17.5 minutes now into this the final quarter. Beaconsfield leading by 3 goals. Out of the pack it comes to Hill. Hill handballs it across to Casey. Casey can't do anything with it. He's caught with the ball. Boundary umpire says out of bounds. Field umpire says out of bounds. No free kick for holding. And it'll be thrown in now on the half-back line right in front of the tennis sheds. In comes Hodson. Hodson's kicked it out on the full right in front of our commentary position. And the kick will go to Ray Crook. And he'll be putting this one right back into attack. Upstairs big man, no one can mark it. Ward from behind grabs it out of the air. He plays on quickly, looking for Duggan. And little Duggan there has marked it in front of Gavin Walker. And we'll head back into across the centre. It's coming back out onto the wing. The wind's grabbed it up to Westcott, who's made the lead for him and has taken a good mark in front of Watts. Into attack go Narre-Hallam. Puts it right down into the centre half forward position. All the big men are wanted. And from behind the pack, I think this is Greenwell. Yes, it is. Greenwell's taken that mark in front of Finn this time. Having a little trouble with his socks there. But he knows how important this goal is to Narre-Hallam. 19 minutes gone in this the final quarter. It's a long kick by Greenwell. Swung, and only 1 point to score. 13-10, Beaconsfield. 10 goals, 13, Narre-Hallam. Johnny Finn brings the ball back. It's a good long kick back into the centre of the ground. Everybody's up. It looked like Narre-Hallam and Westcott there in the front, but it's hit the ground. No one wants to bend their back and pick it up. Finally, umpire says, I'll bounce it, and we'll get this game back on the road. And so he does. Escreet knocks it down. Thompson, though, sharks it well. It's run across the forward line. Stan Burrows in there. He can't get his kick before he's tackled heavily. And a good tackle too by Crook. Still in there, the Beaky player, still in there. Hodson tries to get out of it. He can't do it either. He's tackling again, though. He's got up. Walker can't do anything. Either can Duggan. Duggan's got the ball now. He's caught with it, but he's tapped it on. Oh, they're going in hell for leather here at the moment because I know how important it is. And to pick up the free kick is Gavin Walker on the half back line for Beaconsfield. He's favouring the outer side of the ground at the moment, which is quite right. Goes across there, and Southorn has been paid a mark. He may have dropped it, but anyway, we'll take umpire Hanson's decision. He's going to play around that wing on the outer side of the ground, coming right down. Down the ground, and a mark taken there by Stanaway. Hendry's run on the ground. Hendry now on, interchange player for Beaconsfield. He's now on the ground. Narre-Hallam making all the moves though on that outer side of the ground, and I think that might be in the back against Watts, and it's going to go to Westcott, who's played quite a serviceable game as a centre half forward today. Hasn't kicked a lot of goals, but he's certainly been in the thick of things and gaining a lot of kicks. He's been given 15 yards also, so now it could put him within kicking distance. It's a long kick right into the goal square, and Escreet there, safe in defence, is taking a chest mark right alongside the point post. 21.5 minutes here into the final quarter. Peter Escreet, save of the day. Kicks it back now, going around out to the half-back flank. Walker's in there, he's got it off the pack. He's handballing it across. Westcott's back in there and is forced over the line and out of bounds, right on the half-back flank position on the outer side of the ground. Ball's back into play. No one's picked it up. Flanagan comes through. Across to Duggan. Duggan's got the run of it. Yes, he has. He's still got the run of it. He can't pick it up. He does it at the last moment there. He kicks it back into the goal square. It's gone across the heads of the players and it's heading out towards the forward pocket. Kicked off the ground by Finn. Greenwell's in there. He's trying to pick up the ball. He's bent his back and got there. He's over the top of it. Hendry's trying to pull him out. Jumped across Greenwell. Worthington's got it now. Play on, says the umpire. Worthington plays across and it's out of bounds on the full. And Thompson takes a free kick. In front of the pack, safe in defence, in front of Stanborough, in front of Westcott, it's Crook. It's a long torpedo kick coming out on this wing side of the ground. Zelly's in there, but it's tapped away from him by Cleary. Thompson's got his boot to it, and Worthington running in, young Robbie Worthington running down the wing there, and picks up the ball. Safe mark in front of Thompson. Will steady the game up a little bit. 22 minutes, nearly 23 minutes now gone in this, the final quarter. And Beaconsfield still leading by 3 goals. Kick going around the outer side of the ground. Oh. Out of bounds on the full from Worthington. It'll be Narre-Hallam to bring the game back into play. It'll be Sarback. Sarback following this wing position on the top side of the ground here. There's been a couple of problems there. Rain has come over the top of Escreet, and Peter Escreet will pick up a free kick right in front of our commentary position, right in front of the grandstand, and very casually and calmly, holding up a little bit of play here, will take this kick. He's looking down to centre half forward. Up goes the ball. Into the air. Everybody wanted there. Everybody wanted to kick. Zelly's come out with it. He's handed across to Terry Glascott. Terry Glascott across to Rick Crook. Rick Crook on the boundary. He's had a shot for goal from there. It's coming in. Who's got in the position to mark it? And it looks like a mark, and it's going to be paid. Can we see them come up from there? Ian Owen's taken the mark. And certainly a very courageous diving mark. Well under pressure too. What's the umpire decided to do? 24.5-minute mark. The umpire's decided to bounce the ball. Well, I can't understand the decision. I don't think many of the Beaky crowd will be happy with that. But he's decided to bounce the ball anyway. Up it goes. No one can bring it down from there. It's cleared out by Flanagan. Ward's underneath it. He's up there for a mark. He's steadying slightly, but knows he has to play on quickly. That's the 25-minute mark now. In the front of Studham was Thompson, and Thompson's got the free kick in the centre of the ground. Play on's the call, which he does. Going down the centre, it's tapped away by Hendry. Hendry across to Owen. Owen's now moving that ball across to the top side of the ground. Robbie Worthington's in the run, but unfortunately it's gone over the line and out of bounds before either side could get to it. Ball comes back into play. Rayner gets the knock out to Wade. Wade with his left foot brings it around this grandstand wing position. Westcott's in the lead for the ball. Can't handle it cleanly though, but I think he'll pick up a free kick for in the back in front of Ray Crook there. What's taken over the mark? Oh, a decision here. Umpire a little bit slow on that. Watts has run over the mark. Westcott decided to make his lead, but he run over the mark. The decision was slow. Slightly confusing. Watts has brought the ball back, given it back to Westcott. Not terribly happy about the decision, Graham Watts. Westcott puts it in the centre half forward position. Who's up in the air? Hendry's there. He can't make it. Greenwell can't either. It's hit the ground again. Oh, they're all over the ball. It's fighting for it. They're all putting their bodies in, and umpire Hanson decides to bounce it. Now it gets a knockout. Coming around to Rick Crook. Rick Crook puts it onto his right foot. Comes around the wing position, and once again Westcott, who's played a top game today, takes that mark on this centre wing position on the grandstand side. Puts it back in the centre half forward. Any Narre-Hallam players there, and Stanbar has taken a mark over the top of Studham and Walker this time, and he's putting the ball back into play. He's looking for Zakarin, who's made the lead out on the side there. Can't find Zakarin, however, who now recovers well and picks up the ball. Play on, cries the umpire. Could have been holding the man. The ball's hit the ground. It's Narre-Hallam. Got the ball again through Sarback, but Sarback's just a little bit too long. Umpire Hanson's given the free kick to Walker. Mark Walker take this free kick at the 27-minute mark in this, the final quarter. Down goes the ball into the centre of the ground. The man in front picks up the free kick. It'll be Crook again. Rick Crook puts it right down into the centre half forward position for Beaconsfield, but it's cleared there by Cleary. Cleary goes for the handball across to Samborough. Samborough doesn't know which way to go with it. He handballs it across to Rayner. Rayner puts it out here. He sees Thompson on his own. Thompson's under the ball, of course, but he's making a move to get it. He handballs it back. Cleary's got it now. Cleary looking for a pass from Greenwell. Greenwell in front of Hendry this time, and Greenwell has marked it on the half forward flank on the grandstand side and heading towards goal, and that's the only way to go, Narre-Hallam. Up he goes. He's put it right into the square. It's a good kick. Zakarin from behind, but a strong, safe mark taken by Graham Watts there, right in the last line of defence, almost on the goal line. Steadying play down again. Although defence of Beaconsfield certainly holding Narre out at this stage. 28 minutes gone in this final quarter. Ward's got the ball now in the centre of the ground. Handballs across to Wade. Wade gets a small kick in. He's looking for Duggan there. Duggan tries to break away. The Stanborough bursts through. No one's got the run of the ball, but now Rick Crook gets it. Oh, he's copped an elbow from Ward, but he's still fighting on. He's over the top of the ball, and down the ball goes. And there's the siren at the 28-minute mark of the 1981 Grand Final, and Beaconsfield have run out premiers. 13-12 Beaconsfield to 10-13 Narre-Hallam. Congratulations to the Beaconsfield Football Club. And that's 2 years in a row for Beaconsfield. And what great excitement there from the supporters of the Beaconsfield team and the Beaconsfield players. They can all be well congratulated on a very, very worthy win. Beaconsfield, 1981 Grand Finalists. And commiserations to the Narre-Hallam side who fought that game out well all day. Well done to Beaconsfield.
Now if we could have the administration and players of the Beaconsfield Football Club, thank you for the presentation. If we could have all the players and officials of the Beaconsfield Football Club, thank you very much. And we'll make these presentations now, and perhaps we're going to be called to rain. Thanks, fellas. If we could have Beaconsfield Football Club just before the race gets there. Thanks very much, and we'll get these presentations over and done with, and then back to the celebration. Firstly, congratulations to Narre-Hallam. Congratulations to Beaconsfield Football Club. 20 premierships back to back is not a very easy start. But knowing Beaconsfield Football Club, the coach, Jim Reid, that's the doors up. Jim, we give you a call, come up to the utility, the Russell firstly, the cup. I'll ask the coach and the captain, Wayne, to share the presentation. Thank you for that. Thank you very much indeed. And to the shield, and the president, Beaconsfield Football Club, Mr. Russell Jones. Thanks very much for the competition, to the Final Four, and to every team that's took place throughout the year, whether you finish bottom or whether you finish on top. It's a competition that counts. And that's what makes out with good league. Jimmy cleared his lines there. Well done once again, Jimmy. Thanks very much for doing a great job round the ground. Ground's been pretty good next for the finals, considering the weather. We hope to be back here again next year, finding out with someone else. On behalf of the SWGFL Football League, President Kevin Allison and Secretary Ronnie Williams, I'd like to say thank you to all you supporters who participated today, your good conduct and the excellent way all games were played. Thanks very much.
Hey, Kevin.